Yo! Welcome in, you legends. Going on, Brad Smulps, Eagles fan. Oh! Welcome in. First few there on YouTube. Loading and there. Got the last few things set up. Boom. So one thing I did want to shout out, and also by all means, it's only something, you know, I'll just mention it to you guys. You don't have to, like, I'm not telling you to for sure go subscribe to this channel or anything, but I do these fantasy football videos on a different channel. If you like fantasy football, if you want to check it out, you can. If you don't like fantasy football and stuff, you know, you don't have to check it out. Don't go over there, hit the like button stuff, because actually if you subscribe and you don't watch the videos, that's actually worse for the channel than if you just don't subscribe and don't watch it all. So check out Fantasy Football Phil here, my fantasy channel. Got a few videos that I started putting some out for this year here. Well, it's super easy, just Fantasy Football Phil. You see it up here, all PHs though, all PHs. So Fantasy Football Phil at Fantasy Football Phil right here. Check her out if you're interested in any of that stuff. And like I said, if you're not interested, don't worry. You don't need to go over and hit the like button, watch stuff you're not interested in. Just shout it out if anybody's interested in it. So 5 plus in the key drop rate. Hey, it could be. What if I drop 5 keys all at once? What if? So I did take a quick glance at the Discord before I hop in here. I see a lot of people saying their warlocks can't kill anything, huh? Yeah, the setup's gonna have to be a little bit different here, for sure. And the warlock is gonna be like most other characters now. So I haven't tried it too much yet. I gotta get on that. Maybe we'll see later today and tomorrow. Testing it, getting new videos out and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, just a little bit on the treadmill today. Just a little bit, just to do a little something. Not that it's really that much at all, but. Come on, Marty, welcome in. Wakimbo, yo, EJ, what's up? Alpaca Runner, Buck Native, what's up? Man, my ankle feels funky for some reason. What's going on with that? Shards are dropping like crazy. They were never really super uncommon, really. I mean, I guess they did change it because you would never find. You know what? I don't even remember off the top of my head what exactly they did to change it. But because you would never find the Act 5 ones, I guess. Not literally never, but you'd always find Act 1 and 2 and stuff. Hold on, I feel like my ankle needs like crack or something. Strange. Yeah, there we go. I just cracked it like 3 times and now feels fine. God, old people. Crazy. But yeah, I haven't really used very many of them, but I haven't been running Terror Zones like at all. I got those, but Tears of the Warlock, the new Warlock, we just gotta get used to it. And that's part of the problem when you launch a character that's absolutely busted, and then you cut the power by like a factor of 10. Then instantly it's like, this is terrible. You know, when really it's probably not. What I seen in the PTR, it wasn't terrible, but and they made it more powerful from what it was in the. I don't think they nerfed anything from the PTR. They raised everything up. New Herald system, nice. Yeah, I gotta mess around with that a little bit more. The thing is, too, is actually right now I got the new patch here on single player. The new Herald system is actually rocking and rolling, isn't it? I don't know why that just didn't click into my brain until just now. Maybe I'll take a time here. See, Flayer Jungle and Trav. The Flayer Jungle would be a good one to go do. Maybe I'll take a half hour off of running keys and do the Flayer Jungle when that pops up. I do love Trav too, after all, so. Psych! Yeah, there we go. The new effect of perfect skulls. I seen someone say something about perfect skulls, but I didn't catch why. I didn't look into it. The new effect of perfect skulls. What do you... I guess not. Is there a glitch with it or something? I'm not sure about the perfect skull thing. I must have missed it already. GGM, yo! I did see the thumbnail on the 100K. Congrats on that. Congrats on that. Yeah, getting the plaque thing probably pretty cool. So it's always a cool milestone. So congratulations, GGM. Another key, good. I guess got one of those. Yusuf trolling everyone with the skulls thing. Oh, okay. Someone in my Discord said, "Oh, I got to take the skull out of this." That's the only thing I had seen. That I was like, "Oh, good thing they made it so you can't sell keys to the vendor." Because like when I'm reading chat and I walk over here, I think I'm at the shared stash and I fast sell everything to the vendor. I almost did that. Yeah, I'll get there eventually though. I don't venture around to too many other games, so I pick up the subscribers a tad slower there. You're a lot more a gamer guy. You play a lot of different games and you get into a lot of different games and you're very knowledgeable on a lot of different games. I'm just an old man playing my old man game. But yeah, I'll get there eventually. I ain't never stopping playing D2. They can't make me. We'll get there eventually. It's a cool milestone, but I'm not too. What am I trying to say? I'm not too. It'll happen when it happens. That's what I'm trying to say. I guess. Sometimes my brain doesn't think too good. Patch already released. Yes. So anyone who doesn't know, the patch came out yesterday. It would be cool. It would be super cool. Honestly, 100K. Have the plaque right here on the green screen. That would be kind of neat. Graphics look so sharp. Oh, everybody says that. Literally everybody says that. I can pull them up for you. I got 1440 sharpening. 80 seems pretty high. I didn't know it was that high. But 144. I got them custom on very high over here. A lot of the reason probably why it looks so sharp too is because I stream in 1440p. I don't know what everybody else does. And I'm streaming at like, what's my bit rate? My bit rate is like 24,000 KBs. But yeah, a lot of people say that it looks really good. For a lot of times, my stream did not look very good. I had my settings wrong. I had I didn't have a good enough graphics card and stuff. Then I got a 4070 Ti when they came out, which has been a while back now, but I got the settings like mega jacked up. Oh. Probably the 1440p streaming, says Marty. Yeah, it could be part of it, especially if you're watching my stream on a full screen on a monitor, relative to a 1080p stream watching full screen on like a 1440p monitor or a 4K monitor or a TV for that matter. So yeah. Can't wait to test the a fur over on Twitch says can't wait to test the tainted. Yeah, we'll see how I haven't tested too much of it. I don't know how much it's up or down, left or right, so yeah, I'm kind of there too with you, Fur. I gotta see what's good.
Fellas.
Head shine reflection. Is my head that shiny today? Oh, it ain't. It's just a tiny bit. I did make this light a little bit brighter. Maybe I need to turn it down a little bit. You guys roasted me over here. I'm the cool streamer. I can't push the button. I'm walking. Oh, there we go. I turned it down just one. Hard to hit the buttons when you're walking like this. Sometimes. Yeah, the good old days during 2020 when there's no graphics card. Yeah. D2R launched. I had a 1650 4 gig, 1550 Super, which was actually a solid card price to performance situation there. But Lightning Fury Javazons nuked my card. It would lag like crazy. I bought a 4400 Hellhound AMD, and AMDs don't have the, what's it called? The processor for encoder. The NVIDIA encoder, and the AMD encoder's dog doo-doo. So I had X264 it with my 3700X Ryzen chip CPU. I'm not a computer expert, by the way. I just know a little bit about this because I spent years looking into it. Why my stream was so bad for so long. So, GGM, best tainted warlock name. Go. Yeah, it's gonna be off the chains. Like the warlock name list. You're not gonna be able to tell if it's like a list of OnlyFans accounts or Diablo 2 character names. Like Telltale. Maybe I need some towels. I did nuke those. It took me like 40 rerolls to get a 35 FCR Spirit the other day, so. I'm glimmering to Scott. I must be extra shiny today, huh? How about that? Some people up here just shouting out random things like, hey, in the new patch, did they add how you can slam items and get minus res on stuff yet? You people. Back me up. Solid GGM, solid one right there. Solid one for sure. Oh. I'm gonna shout this out just for no particular reason besides I was a little bit proud of it. Some of the new character names I got for single player here. Not like Galbac. Galbac's so for the sorceress, that's my wife's like gamer handle or whatever. Barry Sanders, I mean that makes sense. Dr. Finkelstein. Shout out anybody. If you were in the other day when I shouted these out, don't say Dr. Finkelstein. Radagast, Dethra, Artax. Any of those character names ring a bell. So Dethra is from the Dark Crystal news show. That's her full name. They only mentioned it like once or twice in the show, but Artax, Atreyu's horse, Dr. Finkelstein, legendary. Yeah, the Brown. Exactly. Exactly. Tainted Love. Ooh, that's it. Rez, that's a solid one, yeah. Also a good Tainted name. Oh gosh, this season's names are gonna be crazy. Everyone's gonna be sitting there typing out names and they're gonna be, what if they block? You know how there's certain words that are blocked for names and you're like, wait, that one's blocked? That's weird. I bet you like Taint is gonna be one of them. And everyone's gonna be so pissed. I had to shift my walking pad like a quarter inch to the left. Give me a second. When it's slightly off, it's mega annoying. Where was I? Afura on Twitter says the synergy's finally working for the Tainted build. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. That's what it looked like in the PTR and stuff, so I have to see if it was like semi-busted and like it was in the PTR, or if it's just like kinda good, which hopefully it's in the kinda good category. We'll see though. I'm glad they had the PTR though. Did you guys see the weird zoom in thing when you switched to Legacy Resolution yet? I did not, but so what I'm assuming you're not trolling, Ginger, that if you go back to regular D2R and go to Legacy Graphics and you zoom in, it's weird or something? Because obviously you definitely would know that you can't zoom in on the Reign of the Warlock, so. But I don't know if you would troll or not right now. Maybe. Sunday change is noticeable. I'm not sure exactly. It hasn't been out long enough. I haven't messed around too much. I am going to do a little bit of Terrazone running later just to... I'm not going to probably find a Sunday Charm right off the bat, even though they did change it to where I think it's more realistic to find for average Joes than it was before. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but definitely I think everybody said, well, actually some people have said anyways, I should say, that the way the Herald spawn now feels better. So we'll see exactly. Tribbies, you said 2 hours of TZ farming. Are you talking about since the new patch or beforehand? You just farmed for 2 hours and got a tier 2 herald to drop you one. Special Eddie, welcome in there over on Twitch. Welcome in. Let's see where we get here. Getting a little behind in the comments. Do forgive me. In the settings, just change the resolution. Nothing more to it. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of not sure. Sometimes I just don't understand things I should. Pathless said D2, or a lot of ladder teams forming up in the Sweetfield Discord. Yeah, anyone looking for a team, looking for fellow like-minded slayers, hop in the Discord, link in the description, or in those cards on Twitch or whatever. I gotta get on that, don't I? I always last minute just, hey, what are we doing? Should probably fit together, you know. Oh well. Jason Williams, welcome in. Under Legacy, change it to that. Okay. I mean, I guess I could just do it, but we'll see what happens. Oh. So yeah, interesting. So you can zoom in even closer for pictures. Oh no, it just gives you a shorter field of view. Interesting. I wonder how somebody figured that out. Yeah, you can get a more close-up picture of your guy, or lady, as the case may be. Lose some of your map too. Yeah, interesting little glitch there. That obviously they wouldn't expect the legacy graphics resolution to change the regular one, huh? Interesting. Jason Williams, you're on vacation. Missed some of the lives, no problem. Welcome in. Doing good. Sweathog said, glad you had already farmed the new Colossus jewels. Yeah, they made the Colossus Ancients harder for sure, from my understanding. And yeah, I can't remember. I think I seen someone say that they did it on a smiter, like since the patch change, and it was pretty hard, like pretty, you know, difficult, I suppose. I don't know for sure though. Like I said, I haven't changed it. That's just going off of what I seen a guy say. So I think I need to save some jewels now, actually, huh? I did some crafting the other day. Dark Dirk said you found 2 Sunders in about 20 Herald kills in 2 hours. That's concerning. Because that's like similar to the drop odds they were before the change. So that is concerning. Like similar finding rates. Like, in other words, if I stream, I'm going to find several Sunder Charms throughout the day. Devastating. We'll see, though. Let's see. Tribbies, since the new patch, they got, you said you got like, oh wait, you're the same person, back and forth. Whoopsie. Ray said they nerfed it, the Warlock, before you could get to Ubers, huh? Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Oh, you're saying Ginger was live while he was in here chatting? Oh, okay. Unaware of that. I just assume if he was hopped in here to see my stream that he wasn't streaming anymore. I did see he was on for a short minute there, but I mean earlier he was on. I mean, whoopsie. Rez says hit that like button. Ooh, good point on that one. Hit that like button, everybody. Appreciate you. Good call on that one. J-Hoop said you had a level 97 smiter, could not beat Uber Ancients. And I assume you had it set up correctly, right? Life tap, crushing blow, deadly strike. Well, crushing blow. I have to stop thinking here for a second. Capped reses and stuff. I mean, at level 97, I would assume you did, but Eon Gaming, welcome in. Yeah, I'll have to take a shot at it at some point, you know, see what's up. But not at this moment. You're saying there's a chance, Mad Jag. Yeah, there is a chance. See, Tribute saying the chance of getting the perfect roll on the ethics you want is like 1 in 140 million chance or something. Well, the thing is yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it would be, because you obviously got to get the runes and you re-roll it. I guess that's kind of what you mean, huh? When you go from the regular latent to whatever, so. Oh, GGM, I think you came in with one of them Twitch raids here, huh? Appreciate you, or YouTube raids, I should say. Appreciate you. Welcome in, everybody. Anybody who hopped in here. Appreciate you. We're just farming keys at the moment and gonna mess around with a little bit of there's a couple good tear zones coming up. I wasn't really planning on doing it, but with the new changes coming out and stuff like that, I guess I will. I don't care. That's not a 6 NATO anyways. Eon said he's not gonna get rid of the Warlock or wait, I vow not to purchase D2R unless I finish my Grail. It's like your old school one, huh? On old D2? I get you. And Hoop said, yeah, fully geared 97 Smiter destroys Ubers. Couldn't do Uber Ancients. Well, you'd think with just smiting and life tap, you could just like never die and you'd take them out one by one or whatever, so. Karma Joe, welcome in, yeah, on the treadmill. Just for a little bit though. I don't want to go too crazy. I went too crazy with it when I first got it. I'd walk for like 3-4 straight hours when I get it and then my legs hurt. Just gonna do like an hour. Not getting some major cardio in, just some generic movement. Not going too bananas here, huh? Rip Warlock. Yeah, unfortunate. The Warlock is similar to other characters now. Rip. Mega Rip. What keeps me playing Diablo 2? This legendary, bro. Ooh. Sarah Evo, welcome in. Yo, yo. Yeah, GGM raid. I see a comment now. Yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for the GGM raid there on Twitch. What do they even call it on YouTube? I forget. I keep saying on Twitch because raid on Twitch just blows out after so many years of saying it. Redirect. There you go. Gonna go pass out from night shift. Gotcha. Sleep well, my friend. GGM, appreciate you. Swanee asks, what's everyone running? Yeah, I'm gonna be curious because so many people are so mad about the Warlock being brought back down to Earth. I wonder if that many people are gonna play it or not, or if it's like, just wonder. Statue seems too easy, says Euler. See, Euler said you got 3 or 4 in an hour. I mean, that's a little bit more, but I mean, if I farmed one of the Uber bosses while terrorized before, I mean, I guess it was while terrorized, so I guess since you get them from non-terrorized now and it's tough to compare. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that might be too much. Probably is, actually, if that's what it is. We'll see though. That's why whenever you add something to a game like this, where things had been rebalanced and put the way they were over decades, you know, it's tough to get something as balanced as the stuff was before, even though people think things aren't balanced and maybe everything isn't perfectly balanced and maybe perfectly balanced isn't good. when you're adding in new things, getting things as balanced as even the stuff that is in here is not as easy as it seems, you know what I mean? That's why you get in a tough spot. Race says he doesn't think they nerfed Warlock too much. Players 3 feels like what Players 5 felt like before, huh? Yeah, back in the PTR, I mean, I was hitting Heralds like just the first couple of tiers, 2, 3, stuff like that. With the Echoing Strike Warlock, and I was taking them out at the same speed as a Hammerden like this, so I didn't think it was too much. And then they've only done things to increase the damage from the PTR. But there were other things that the Hammerden was better at than the Echoing Strike Warlock that I tested. So it's like, I don't know, we'll see how it goes though. See how it goes, we'll get to it. Rez planning to run Foe. Shadow says Nova Scorcerus. Ooh. Yeah, that's a great starter. I love that starter, for sure. Where should you hunt the Viper Maggie? Well, if you can do Hell difficulty, I would. Hell difficulty and Ariel. Because you could also get a Shaco from there, or get a lucky high rune dropping off to the side. You can get Viper Magi even from Nightmare, Andy. So maybe if you want to go run to try to get an SOJ from Nightmare Andy, you can get a Viper Magi from there and a bunch of other little stuff, Mage Fists and things. So those are the two options I would recommend, I guess. Or either Mephisto, Hell or Nightmare. But I would say try to do Hell if you can do Hell difficulty. So, not sure about Bow Lock. Kaito Kana. Tribby is working on getting 99. Best of luck. Hopefully that goes quick for you. Shazura up a minute ago. Yo, welcome in. Sorry, I try to... Comments flying in, I get behind it a little bit. Do forgive me, I do try to catch as many as possible. Just got to go to CTA base. Goated CTA base, huh? How goated could it be? That's like finding a goated Heart of the Oak base. It's like, wait a second, what? Heavy gloves. Lola Gator. People struggling with Ubers on a smiter. They're talking about the new Colossal Ancients. Now, people saying they're struggling with them, even on a fully decked out smiter. So there might have been some miscommunication there, where people were talking about Ubers, people talk about Uber Ancients, or yeah, because when you say Uber Ancients, Uber Ancients, Colossal Ancients, so that's probably where the confusion got in there. I'm an expert in being confused, so I'll take, it happens. Got a low last night. A C-League. Congrats on that one, and an SOJ. That's crazy. Congrats on that. Alan, congrats on your Arachnid's Mesh there, too. Lazy Spoiled Kitty. Sounds like you're a big fan of the Tainted Blood Boil type of build there. Okay. Haven't tried nothing much since the full new patch dropped here, so maybe I'll stream for a little bit today and then hop off and try some of that stuff out. Get work on some videos and whatnot. And we'll take out some other stuff for here. Superior Records said the last time you hit 99, you were Uber leveling. Nice. Back in the day. Rindell says, you think you'll wait to see what build's good for the Warlock before you respec? Not a bad strat, for sure. Ooh. That cursed along with Corpse Explosion there. Jeez. Almost with everything I got rocking on this character survivability wise, that took like 4/5 of my life or something. Yeah, I would assume I play quite a bit, but other of the YouTube D2 people, they can just blast way more time than I do, or they want to / can, so I'll have to, I'll get trying some stuff out too, but I'm assuming by the time I get to testing everything, some of the other guys will be like fully involved on min-maxing their builds while I'm just like starting to figure everything out, you know, so. $88K subs, nice. Yeah, appreciate you, Mark. Yeah. Yeah, more subs is always cool, getting the number up. It would be cool, like GGM hop in here a minute ago, got to 100K. Getting the plaque would be cool. It would be cool. I'm not really pushing too hard though, because honestly, like the number of subscribers you have isn't like the most important thing, right? Like you don't get more views on each video based on how many subscribers you have. So, but the plaque would be cool to get, and getting to that, it's just a cool milestone that would definitely be cool to get to for sure. But yeah, 88K, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Speaking of getting more subscribers, I was surprised. One of my best performing, like, a good way to get more subscribers is like doing a bunch of YouTube shorts, because they take like no effort. And they're like super short. You don't have to edit a lot or anything. One of my best performing YouTube shorts was actually a short that I made that was almost 2 minutes long. Which is crazy. I got like 700 subscribers from this YouTube short that I made like 3 months ago. I put it out and I didn't get a lot of views on it. And then it just was like, and when I made it, I was like, oh man, this is way longer than I meant it to be. Like, why did I make this short so long? Like, I meant it to be long, but not 2 minutes. And I got comments on it like, I didn't even know YouTube shorts could be this long, you know? And it's funny that one, you know, it just shows how much I know about stuff, I guess. The one I look at and go, oh man, oh well, I made it. I might as well launch it now, even though it's ridiculously long. And then that's the one that got the most views. It's kind of funny. I know nothing about shorts. I try my best. Shizura, I've been watching for a couple of weeks on YouTube Shorts and some vids. Hey, there you go. Really enjoy the content. Appreciate you. Sorry, yeah, I definitely get behind. I try to go back and catch up while I'm talking, but yeah, it happens. Oh, geez. Plus the YouTube chat's flying over here. What got you interested in farming keys today? I've been farming keys for like 2 weeks I have no torches on single player and I want torches. So, you know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pause this treadmill. I feel kind of fine, but I'm just not feeling this. I don't know what I need to do, but it's not feeling it too much. Pokey, I think the Thunder Charms can drop around like that, not necessarily just from Heralds, but it's like much more likely from Heralds, so. Shorts are not as long as pants. Hashtag facts. Okay, we got that set. This over. Bada boom. How's the camera look? We got anything? Alright, that's fine. Yeah, there we go. I guess. Yeah. You know what it is? It's probably drinking coffee while doing like light exercise. It's probably why I was not enjoying it. It always, when it gets your body hot from the inside, drinking hot coffee, that's what kind of, yeah. See, what gear should you be hunting? M boned maybe? I'm not sure the name there, but so you got budget gear, but what should you be hunting after that? Trying to make a Heart of the Oak would be coming up pretty much next. Chico, getting a good amulet, something like Amara's or crafted caster with 2 to skills or 2 to combat skills, something like that. Arachnid's mesh on the belt, which I do not have yet. Some kind of caster gloves. And kind of pretty much like Call to Arms on the other hand. And that's, you know, obviously Enigma. So a bunch of, pretty much, since you're rocking Hammerden, that's kind of the stuff you want to look for, essentially. Past what you have. Where are we here? Alan says he heard Uber Ancients overtuned. I have heard that. I have not got a chance to try yet myself. I will, at some point here in the next day or two, test that out, hopefully before the season here. Yeah, we'll see, because if a fully, and I know that the Ubers, there is 3 of them, you know, and it's tough to / hard to take them on literally one-on-one. How you can kind of lure the Ubers away from each other. But a fully decked out, fully maxed out smiter with life tap and everything, like, if that can't take out Uber Ancients, like, that's the one that takes out the powerful characters with a ton of life and stuff. So if they can't do it, then it's like, I'll have to test her out there. Some people had been saying that their perfectly decked out smiters couldn't take them out. So, like, has anybody been able to take out the new Uber Colossal Ancients? I guess maybe that's a question I should ask. Has anyone in here, since the new patch launched yesterday at like midday, has anybody been able to take out Uber Ancients, the Uber or the Colossal Ancients, with any character ever? Or is it just never, it just can't be done now? I don't think I've heard a single person say they've done it since then, so. So Sailor Evo, most important unique that drops above Mephisto's TZ. So do you mean from Mephisto and above, or above Mephisto? I guess you did say above. So if we're saying Mephisto and above, probably like Arachnid's Mesh. But if you're talking about items that Mephisto cannot drop, probably Griffins, I guess. I guess Griffins, you know, for the Nova, Javazon, all the different lightning stuff, pretty much. If you're talking unique specific, yeah, I guess. The stash tabs and stuff all work the same way it used to? Yeah, they didn't change nothing with this stuff. It's all the same. Boy, why is, and I set it to I changed my keys or whatever, my keybinds, to make going up the mouse wheel and going backwards down on the mouse wheel, and it just wraps around the end, which is sick. Why would that not be inherently the feature? Because like this, you go to the end and you can't go back to 1. You have to go all the way back like this. Not that it's a huge thing, but you can just go roll the mouse wheel up and it goes back. Interesting. We're ahead, getting way behind. Superior Records sounds like the devs cooked this patch. I'm assuming is cooked like, oh, we're cooked, or like, oh, let that boy cook. Like cooked could be good and bad, and I'm not sure on the way you use it in that context. If, you know, if it's like, oh, our country's cooked, or, you know. Whoops. I'm not a young man anymore, says Tribbies. This is true. This is true. I missed the context of what I was talking about at the time, but probably the walking pad and drinking coffee, and that probably at that time. Marty up a minute ago said he would try Zeal on the Uber on the Colossal Ancients. Zeal, huh? I've never done, like, not never, but it's been probably since D2R. I don't think I've done like a top end Zealer before, like since D2R came out, to be honest. I just don't know how Zeal would work better against them than Smite necessarily. I mean, it swings around at different, you know, boosh, 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 you know, hitting around like this or whatever, but the few times I use Zeal, you know, what always gets me is you get locked in the Zealing animation, and I guess you have a lot of attack speed, so it goes quick, but still you get locked in it and give me problems once in a while. But like I said, barely do it. Oh yeah, I forgot I gotta start picking these up. Mr. Unknown said he did Colossal Ancients, but they did it as a group of 4, and they all died like 10 times each. Firelock, Smiter, Barb, and a Sorceress. So they had like max battle orders, static, smiting, and then the fire damage and the lock. Oh, okay, well, maybe they made it hard enough to where that's what it's intended to be. Like, I could see that. That you almost need like huge static with minus lightning res and everything. You need maxed out battle orders from a Barb. You need, you know. Maybe. There's a Flayer jungle thing right there. Let me go ahead and we'll just close this down actually. And I think I'm gonna go run this just to see on the new Terror Zones the spawn rates of the Herald and stuff. Yeah, Marty says too many add-on monsters for Smite. Well, oh, that's probably part of the problem too. Yeah, with Smite, because they removed the ability to lock on to a monster, right? I didn't think about that. So you can't like lock onto one of the ancients and just keep swinging that has life tap on it and never die. I kind of forgot about that. So Smite is like a lot harder with a bunch of add-ons everywhere, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what that just like slipped my mind. So yeah, and one of the things to kind of, you know, remember too here, obviously I have like an almost fully decked out Hammerden. Like, this guy's immune to poison and cold. Like, if you're a Blizzard Sorceress, or there's guys immune to, these guys immune to cold. Depending on the areas, there's gonna be a lot of areas if you're the wrong build. These guys are lightning and cold, depending on which ones. You can't farm the Terror Zones to get the Sunder Chimes, so. Mosaic can do Uber Ancients. Ooh, that's a good point. Well, there's a Worldstone Shard right off the bat, huh? People did say they'd been seeing just a ton of those lately. Since the patch or whatever. Anecdotally from people, so. Yeah, they're getting rid of name locks and MFR. Yeah, that is true. I really wish they didn't get rid of that, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I guess that's, you know, just another something they did to make the game harder, I guess, but I guess melee characters did need a nerf after all, so. Sunders drop from any monsters and teasies. Yeah, I had thought that, and I don't remember exactly what I had heard, but that it was like kind of supposed to be really rare from other monsters, but they can drop from other places. I don't think it was even just from monsters in Terror Zones. I thought they could drop from any monster anywhere, but like very, very low rate. Because I think in the PTR, G-Stack said he walked down the Bloodmoor, instantly a Sunder Charm dropped. Yeah. First monster he killed in the PTR dropped a Sunder in the Bloodmoor. Jeremy said he's surprised the game lets you keep your old monster. Yeah, so you keep the same monster, but what they did is it changes like the amount of life you got based upon where you got it and stuff like that. And then if you had a particular aura, like if you had the cold aura, it changed it automatically to fanaticism, I believe. That's the way it calculates. So if you go out there and you test it now, you go out and find like or no, wait, was it, or cold stays cold, I think, right? But does conviction, I think, go to fanaticism? Well, pretty much, if you get a monster that has a particular aura, it's a 1-to-1 change to a particular other aura if it's an aura that it's not allowed to have. The conviction to fanaticism is the only one that I remember offhand, so. Moggen saying removing name lock for PvP good, but for like player versus monster doesn't seem good. Yeah, I for PvP I can never really comment too much because I don't do it. But yeah, I'll take your word on that one, and I believe you. But yeah, I don't like it personally. I don't know. Was it too OP having name lock for player versus monster? I don't know. So I don't think so, but it does make it. Sometimes it makes it like annoyingly impossible to like target the monster you're trying to target. Doesn't bind demon need to be 20 to bind a super unique? Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of see your point there. But yeah, I guess if you already have it, like it has to be that level to bind the demon. It doesn't have to. Oh, there was the lightning. Okay, I didn't notice. That was the first time I seen it since they added in the new lightning graphic or whatever. Well, let's tell you stomp him, see how much he really does. Thunder, first try! Come on! Do it for Sweet Phil. Bro, this game stinks. It didn't give me a Thunder Charm on the first try. Does anyone know what happens with Mo's Season 14? So probably Mosaic, I'm guessing you're saying? Nothing's really happening with it, from my understanding. They're just, they haven't figured out what they wanted to do with it yet, I guess. Guess we kind of pretty much cleared everything out. Got one. So in this zone, I got one Herald. Yeah. Hype for next season? A little bit. Yeah, I'm about to rate. I almost ended the stream right there because I didn't get a Thunder Charm on my first Herald. But I decided to power through. Spring Heel Jack says no name lock is going to make controller play impossible. Well, it went all last season with no name lock, and I didn't hear too many people complain about it, but I mean, just a little bit. I don't know, how was it last season with no name lock for people on console and controller? I assume you pretty much just have to play, builds where you don't have to aim, pretty much. You know, Poison Nova, and such and such and such and such. Oh, I forgot to... Swampy Pit Farming. Let's go! Oh, God. Even a fully decked Hammerding goes in the Swampy Pits just getting crushed up. Maybe not completely fully decked out, but close. Close. That's crazy. What's harder? TZ Swampy Pits or the new Colossal Ancients? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, like, oh, my resistance. Why are my resistances so low? Oh, the champion here must have had conviction. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it just went away, and I was like, wait a second. They'll do some deductive reasoning here, buddy. Phenomian saying you got one Thunder Charm after almost a full game clear. 30 tier 5 Heralds. Well, that's not the worst. That's like way better than it was before then. Way better. I did so many full game clears before and didn't get a Thunder Charm, so well, not really so many. I did some, I should say. But still. I don't know, as long as it's... Because the thing is you can farm stuff for a long time, but as long as every time you take out the monster, it has like a chance of dropping the item, right? Like, that's the worst thing, where only the Heralds could drop Thunder Charms, but you never saw Heralds. You know, it'd be like running to lower crust over and over again and never, ever, ever seeing a super chest. It's just like, oh my gosh. You know, all day today I was running and running and running and running, and there was never an opportunity for a Sunder Charm to drop at any point. Oh my god. You know, there was never a chance for a high rune to drop from lower crust because it's random if a super chest spawns. And I saw no super chests. Like, it's just rough. So yeah, at least I'm hopefully there's a better chance of seeing heralds nowadays. Because yeah, that was the most painful thing for me is. Let me turn this down a little bit. I don't know how this got so high, to be perfectly honest. Is that under gameplay? No opacity. How'd that happen? Huh. First T5 Herald you got a Sunday. Congrats on that one. Yeah, super random Phenomia. Yeah, they were real. It was too random. I hated going full axe, like clearing all of Act 1 and all of Act 2 and not getting a single herald, and you're just like the last, you know, I'm soloing P8, you know, Terra Zones on single player, and I saw, you know, that takes like an hour to clear all of Act 1 and all of Act 2 when going into every cave and stuff. Jeez, like never had a chance of a Sunder Charm dropping. Rough, but yeah. It's not like that now, so no reason to cry about it now, but yeah, just lightning. Oh, another one. Oh no, it just instantly, you just instantly get the herald. Okay. Instant Sunder Charm? Well, the Sunder Charms might be easier to find now. Maybe. Oh yeah, it can't be a Gajid, so it's got to be a Sunday. So hey, first Sunday since Reign of the Warlock. Mid-cold. Not a bad one to get, I guess. Sunder Charm easy, or did I get lucky? Let me know. Just remember too, though, we are gonna, you know, keep playing or whatever. At the start of the season, it's not gonna go like this, because like I was saying, these guys are immune to lightning. Those other ones were immune to cold. These Sunder Charms, man, this is one of the problems too. The Sunder Charms can only, like, I have a fully decked out Hammerden. Like, in the first week of ladder, you're not gonna have a character like this. So, GG end stream. I don't know about end stream, but I clip it. How do you counter the minus 80 res from a Sunder Charm? Oh, great question. Let's get this out of here first. You gotta have a bunch of res on your gear and stuff. You can always use charms, of course. If you're a budget, if you're like a cold sorceress, you know, with suboptimal gear, you're probably gonna want to get some 30 cold res grand charms to put in here, and some small charms can go up to 11 res, so you can go with that. At least they made them drop from lower tier heralds. Yeah, so that was a tier 1 herald. We'll see though, because like that quick, this isn't even like P8. I have it on players 3 right now on single player here. If they drop, I mean, that's only been 2 heralds, right? And I got a Sunder Charm. That's got to just be luck, right? Because if you're going to find a Sunder Charm every 10 minutes, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be much faster than they even were before, so. Oh, yeah. Yeah, players count does not affect the drops. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a... Thanks for the correction. Good point. It's what the people wanted. It's what they wanted. I mean, it is kind of true, huh? There is kind of a rift between, you know, what certain people wanted and what they didn't, huh? So... that's why it's like so impossible to balance between people who blast the game, like I play a lot. If you're watching a Diablo 2 stream, you probably play a lot. And the people who don't. Like, the people who don't, they just want things given to them instantly, you know? Like, a good example is, like, imagine there's something that makes the game, like, easier, but you have to, it's really hard to get. Like, imagine if the shared stash tabs, you only had 3 of them, and to get the other 2, well, I'll do a better example. The gem page and the room page. In order to get these, you had to find some item that took you 200 hours of playtime to get. The average person would lose their minds. You know what I mean? Like, if the average person, like 95% of people who just play, maybe they do a whole playthrough and that's all they do, they don't even play in-game stuff, really what they would want is they would want every character to start the game with an Enigma, a Heart of the Oak, Call to Arms, Shaco. They just want all that stuff given to them. So it's like, renew the Thunder Charm. I don't even know if I have everything to do it, to be honest. You just need, what, shards and like a, I don't know, something like Mal Ist level, right? I don't have any high runes, so I forget. I never did them in the other season because I never got any, so I don't even remember what they were now. Maybe we'll hang out of that for Runeward bases. Elrune! It's like mid-runes. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was like... oh. Grief base, I guess. I thought it was, yeah, Mal, Ist, Fals, Pulls, Lem, stuff like that. And you need, what, two runes and 2 shards? Worldstone shards, I guess, right? And then the thing, like, I'd have to look it up real quick, but... With where I'm at, there's not a whole lot of motivation to not fix it up, right? Not a lot of motivation to not do it. Maybe after this run. Went the entire first patch, Reign of the Warlock. No Sunders. Yeah, it's the same thing happened with me too, yeah. Still not as sane as it was before the Reign of the Warlock. We'll have to see, and especially at the start of a season, it's going to be a lot of the haves and have-nots at the beginning of the season. Because if you're going to be one of the magic warlocks, so your magic damage that's almost nothing is immune to, or a Hammerdin, you're going to be able to farm the Sunder Charms way easier than if you're any other build. So. Because before you could get them with any character, you'd wait for a Terror Zone that you were good with, like, oh, I'm a Fire Sorceress, so Eldritch, like, Terrorize Eldritch pop up, and you can spam Eldritch, spam, when he did come up to get your Sunder Charm you needed. But you can't do that anymore because you can get lucky, you know, randomly, occasionally, whatever, and get a Sunder Charm off of any monster, apparently. But that's going to be pretty uncommon, I believe. Very uncommon, I think. So you can't, like, target farm when your good Terror Zone pops up to try to get your Sunder Charm. You have to do full game clears. Or full act clears, at least. full area clears is what I'm trying to say. So, to clear full areas, unless you're a fire or cold build and you get terrorized stony tombs, there's not a lot of areas you can really clear fully, but you do have some, of course. The pits will be terrorized. The, you know, if you're a Trav runner, Trav will be well, getting a Herald at Trav, I don't know, we'll have to see too, because inherently just off the randomness, at some point, let's say you go spam farm Eldritch over and over again. At some point, the first time you go take out Eldritch, a Herald will spawn eventually, right? Just the very first one randomly. So maybe you could kind of luck into one that way. I don't know for sure. See a lot of you put in there the recipe to upgrade the Sunday. Yeah, I guess I'll get on that after this run. Dun dun dun. Oh, my battlers ran out. Oh well. What? Why is there no Thunder Charm here? Wow. Yeah, unbelievable. Rules mod. Wow, only getting a Sunday on one of 3 Heralds. This game stinks. No Sunder. Game's busted. Fail PlayStation on TV. Right? You're famous. 200 counters runs without a single key. What? Space Vector, are you running normal Countess? Or Nightmare? You do need to run Hell Countess, so... But 200 runs to the Countess without a key is like astronomically bad luck, to where I would say... I can't prove it, but I would have to say you're in the wrong area somehow. Minion of Destruction Herald Tribby said you had. Was not able to kill it with my level 98 Nova Sorceress. Really? Yeah, Nova's not great against one individual monster with a huge huge life pool, so... But that's still pretty wild if you're, like, fully decked Nova Sorceress and you couldn't take it out. You are on Players 1 as well? That's crazy. Alan says, impossible 200 runs, no keys. Not impossible, but it just is so unlikely that I would, yeah. Up a minute ago here, Spanny got lucky last season, got a renewed Bonebreaker, sold it for 15 Jaws. Oh, crazy. Okay, so we'll just do it, I guess. We went that, and then let me scroll back up here to what you guys all said it was. Eastern Shard, Perfect Sapphire, and a Lem. Eastern, Lem. Ooh, I don't really want to waste the Lem, but Perfect Sapphire. Waste the Lem. So I guess we're going to renew it. Let's see how good it rolls. First Thunder Charm I got since Reign of the Warlock, and it's here on the new patch. They changed how they dropped. It's not right. I looked at the wrong one. Oh, Lum. Whoopsie. Thanks a lot, chat, for lying to me. Make me look like an idiot. We'll look at it over here. Perfect! Minus 70 cold res. I'm kidding, they always get minus 70. But the other stuff, I don't know how it rolls, but everything looks mid. Everything looks mid. 7, 7, 14. That all looks like mid rolls on that stuff. I don't know for sure. Let me know in the comments. Let me go ahead and look one up. We'll clip this and we'll look up how godly it is. I don't know. Let me go ahead and Google machine it real quick. Let's go. I haven't even looked this stuff up in so long. I don't even where do I even find this at? 65 life is max. Okay, all right. Where's the I guess I could just go into actually here, right? Would it be in the Chronicle? Under what, accessories? Well, I already know that is... Where's the, I guess, okay, so they don't catch you for upgrading it. Thanks, game. Let me find somewhere. I'll Google it then. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. I found it already. So I'm looking at it. I guess I'll just pull up the web browser thing here that I'm looking at. Renewed cold. So it can be 5 to 15 on, ooh, gross. So it's either plus or minus on the resistances. So I guess minus is better, even though you get minus res from the cold mastery anyways. I don't know if I can zoom in on this a little bit. Oh, I can. Good. Make it easier. I'm kind of like looking at the wall the way I have the camera set up. So, but that's funny. Okay. So magic find or extra gold find. So the good thing is I got minus, I believe. Minus, I got magic find. I got the life instead of the mana. And was that a max roll? If 65 is the max, I forget what I got. Maybe 63 or maybe it was 65. With cold, you'd want life instead of mana. And I got attributes, which out of all those, you'd probably want attributes. And I got damage reduced or magic damage reduced, none. So all the stuff that I got is like the stuff that you'd want, I believe. With the exception of possibly, you could say the cold skill damage, since you get so much minus res from cold mastery already, right? So that one's kind of like whatever, I guess. So it's okay. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it, I guess. I guess I gotta be, because that's what I got, so. Yeah, minus res, not bad for a cold sorceress. I'm just saying, like, yeah, for the ones that you break the immunities, it's helpful against those ones, so yeah. We got like 5 more minutes here. Alright, if I don't get another Thunder Charm in the next 5 minutes, I'm deleting this game, never playing it again. Thunder Charms must drop always. No, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. I'll make a decision after I get into the first season on if I think the Thunder Charms are dropping at the proper rate, because finding stuff quickly on a fully decked out character that's using 5 to 8 high runes worth of gear already, it's like, okay, you know? So what? Do we really want Thunder Charms to be like finding a Tyrell's Might? Let me pull up the chat here. There we go. When I pull up the other screen, it kind of minimized some stuff. Boy, we got TZ Trav coming up next. Should I run TZ Trav? I think I'll just do the Terrorized Trav actually next. I'm not going to get enough keys to run torches before the new season anyways, so. Forget what the thumbnail says. I'm just doing whatever. Cold Mastery works 1/5 after Sundered. No, yeah, it sure does. You're accurate. Yep, Cold Sunder Charm after Sunder Charm 1/5 efficiency. Yeah. So the minus res does help against cold immunes in general, but for the most part, in my opinion, going places like, especially on single player, I would never be like, ooh, I'm gonna go farm Eldritch with my Blizzard Sorceress, right? Why would I ever do that? Even if I can break the immunities with Sunder Charms and stuff. Why would I not go, hey, I'm going to take my Lightning Fury Javazan at Eldritch and blast them down instantaneously with budget gear, you know what I mean? So kind of part of the thing is, and a lot of people, I feel like they fall into this quote-unquote trap. Farming places that aren't good for your build. You know what I mean? Because they feel like they have to farm Terror Zones because that's what they're supposed to do. Like, personally, if there's a bunch of cold immunes, I'm not going to farm that area with my cold build. Personally. Regardless of if I have a Thunder Charm or not. But yeah. If you're doing an entire axe, it helps. Yeah, if you're running Terror Zones the way that people feel like they have to, but you don't have to do that. Unless you want to get a Thunder Charm. So it's like, running these places to get Thunder Charms is hard to do because you got to break all the immunities, but then it's also like, if you just don't run them, then you don't need to break the immunities. But that's the only way you can break immunities, by running the places with the characters that you can't run unless you can break all the immunities. You know what I mean? Like, Terror Zones almost incentivize people to not do them. But of course, if you want to get to 99, you have to do Terror Zones, kind of, sort of. So, yeah. Remember when no one cared about Thunder Chimes? Good times. Like, before they existed, or do you mean, like, because they dropped so much that people didn't even pick them up and identify them anymore? Because they were so common. You'd go like this, and let's say there's a unique Grand Chime raid, you pick it up, and if you could pick it up, you'd throw it back on the ground, because it wouldn't be a Geeds. You knew it wasn't a Geeds if you could pick it up. Trav, let's go! Love Trav. I wonder if, like, right now, because these guys are terrorized, if I take them out, could a Herald spawn right now? I wonder. Not that it's that big a deal, but since Thunder Chimes came out, nothing but whining. Well. Just because people care so much about the game. That's why people are whining. Track said he's petitioning for a 2x MF shrine. So you can pick up a shrine randomly, just like a experience shrine that doubles your magic find for a period of time. I don't know. In a way, I don't like that because it, yeah, my Merc's gonna get Merc'd here. Just because that just kind of only would help out, like, super high-level characters the most. And in general, the shrine should kind of be around to help out on the playthrough, the low-level stuff, right? Why did it just say, oh, that's the first time I took out Trav? That's the first time I took out Trav on my Hammerden here. Nice. I think Hammerden usually can do P7 no problem out of Trav, huh? Whoopsie. G-Stacks, thank you for the gifted membership. Appreciate you, G. Thank you, thank you. Talking about 99, Ben, I'm going for that, the Plat on PS5. You're going for that, I guess. Which classes are best for 99 hardcore runs? I'm not a hardcore expert, so I can only guess and say a fully decked out Hammerden slam into 99 would be the best. But I'm not a hardcore player, and I would not suggest taking only my opinion. So, but that'd be my guess. Sweat Hog got sniped by G-Stacks. Congrats on that one. Adam's saying the Sunday I got now is better than the one I had before today. This is true. Hashtag facts. Hashtag no lie. MF Shrine replacing Fire Shrine. Oh, the one that when you click on it, it explodes? Nah, that one's sick. I love that one. The shrines that hurt you when you click on them? Legendary. Little trickster ones? Gotta use a lot of full juvies on the P7 out here. Probably not really much exactly worth it on Play 7, so I think I'll just turn it back to P3. Not that it's, like, hard, but, like, you know, who really wants to try it? Am I right? What do we got around here? No high runes yet. Trav stinks. Oh! At first I wasn't sure, but actually this is one I'm going to keep. Not perfect or anything, but if you need 10 FCR and an Energy Shield Novasork, FCR, you got 39 to mana, helping out your Energy Shield. Poison Res is the important one, and 11 to Magic Find. I'm a Magic Finder. Oh, ooh, I didn't notice at the bottom. 1 to Light Radius. Ooh, yeah. Let's go. Light Radius, the GOAT. This ring is busted with that light radius on it. Busted. Gold Magic Find. Yeah. I am totally going Warlock. Yep. Gotta get the experience in playing it for videos and stuff. So, yep. Superior Record says 99 hardcore sounds like a pain. It does. This is accurate. What about Players 5, Mage Damon? No. I would never do Players 5. The no drop chance relative to the amount of extra life and stuff just doesn't look like it's a good trade-off for me. I'll do Players 3, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and yeah. Actually, I'm about to get taken out here in a second. My gosh, who's hitting me? What is going on here? I can't like move. I got Holy Shield up. Okay. Maybe it's that fire res not being quite capped. That 3% fire res is what's doing it. I need a torch. And 45 life. Rip Merc. Yeah, it is what it is. Gold Magic Find. Can't decide what to play. Yeah, let's go with the Warlock. It's new. It's the new thing. Might as well. Rifling through. Yeah, if I wanted to do out here, I don't think if I even found a Kyrus yet. I don't know if I even have. On a redemption. Why is it just not doing anything? Boy, redemption's struggling. I guess there's not a totally large number of monsters, so if it's that much per. But yeah, this is why I hate Trav. They kind of output a lot of damage, right? Viv says, ever die with the trapped chest? On like a playthrough and stuff I have. When my life gets way down and I'm just like, I'll be fine. You click on like a barrel and boom. Bro. Oh my gosh. I can't even kill Ismail Vilehand. Soul Rune. Oh, it's still on player 7. I thought I changed it, but oh, I didn't. Bill was not paying attention. Good old Facet. Oh yes, 5/5 lightning. Love to see that. Taking a little sidetrack from the keys. Total poggers, man. Oh, a good one. That's a goodie. I'll be hanging on to that one. Yeah, Chicey. No, I'm joking. Cruel Bullrog Blade of Evisceration. One of these days I'm getting my trophy. I'll tell you what. Yep, 5-5. Yeah, it's not a die facet, Charcy. 5-5 level up, Charcy. You give me one key set, I'll give you a unit torch. I'm on offline single player, so giving you any of this stuff is going to be difficult. Marty's got a point there. You got to craft with those. Good point. Dang it. Like 1 millimeter away so that my hammer can't hit him. Will you? Why are you running? Take the gold. Why not? There you go, Brad. Yeah, I delete my stuff and then they hero edit theirs in. That's how you trade on offline single player. Never thought about it that way. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Maybe the Merc can stay alive a little bit. I'm just P3 instead of 7. We'll find out. Sweat Hog. This is true. This is true. I will be the first. Perfect Mang songs for summons. Interesting there, Alan. Congrats on the Mang songs either way. What do I even got on my Merc anyways? Oh yeah, Ethereal, Gladbane, and Vampgaze. And meh. Insight. Okay, just missing him, I guess. Okay. Nope, Merc won't stay alive. We'll just let him go into the darkness. Here needs to be Mo Betta. Kira's in Guardian Angel. Due for a high rune? I am due. This is accurate. When's the last time I played Boazon? The last time I played Boa was a full Mavina's Cold Boa. Doing Ancient Tunnels like 3 years ago. Not a big Boa fan. I don't play a ton of builds when you need a hyper-specific gear that is made with high runes that are very hard to find, you know? So like what? To get a good boa rock in there, for cold, you have to make whatever that cold bow is. Or the Mavina's worked okay on players 3, but it's not super great. Faith bow, what takes a jaw and something. Like, yeah, so don't play a ton of those. Does every character have a solo Uber / clone build? Pretty much any character in the game can do declone, so declone's not too tough really. With like just a couple of like clutch tips, like as for doing Ubers, I mean, I would say like I've seen people do Ubers with just like not great stuff, but for the average person or for most people or even like anything I would attempt, there's at least one build on every character that you can put it together the right way, and yeah, you can. Why is he not getting hit? Spinny, spinny. Now, as for the Colossal Ancients, on the other hand, Ooh. Roll Bullrog Blade of Evisceration. Oh. Definitely got to keep the J-Mod. One of these times I say something, it's going to be it. One of these times. Boki says you're getting Worldstone shards all the time. I mean, in the last couple of hours, I've gotten like 3 or 4 of them. I guess it was more than they were before. Too bad mercenaries don't have any fingers because they can't wear rings, so you can't put the Dwarf Star on them. Good story. Good point. Good old Vamp Gaze 7619. It's all right. Kind of cool. Found several of them, but don't need another one. Vamp Gaze is classically good, right? It's not insanely good, but it's just a classic. It's a good item that's been around forever. Goodish. Already got some of those though, but it's neatish. Level 35 Zeal Paladin. Tips to give you on offline. Tips on a Zeal Paladin at that level. I'm assuming you're probably using like the fire aura along with that. You can kind of, it's not the fastest playthrough, but you can rock that all the way till like Nightmare Act 4, and then it gets a struggle. Usually I'd respec out at that point, but Zeal Paladin. I mean, not really a ton of tips. I don't usually play that way in particular, so trying to think. I mean, I guess stuff you could use for any melee character. Maybe you can make yourself like a bulwark where you'll get damage reduction and life leech on a helmet or something, you know? Takes like an IO, but I don't know if what you'd have. Trying to think of like easy stuff you could get. Yeah, can't give you too many great advice. I don't play a ton of like melee through the game like that because it's tends to be a slower, more difficult way of playing. So I usually play through like the easier ways. Maybe someone else in chat can give you some good advice. Yeah, blood gloves, blood rings, and stuff like that. You can make anything blood-wise. Yeah, crafted the blood recipe gloves or blood recipe for the Herodic Cube stuff. Yeah. Eliza making the bow sork, the enchant with the crossbow sork. After seeing one of my older vids. Cool. It's pretty fun, pretty good. So Trav is super boring. I kind of hate Trav. I think this is gonna be the last run. I'm gonna go back to running, trying to get them keys, I think. Yeah, Trav is just meh. What? Give me my mana. Oh my gosh. Just when I just about have him, he runs away again. It's fully healed up. Trav feels like a scam. Yeah, Trav is for chumps. Trav's for chumps. You know what I just realized? When I was running keys earlier, did I ever start my run counter, or was it just never running? It was just up but not on. Oh well. Too late now. Finished work, 1 hour commute. Can enjoy the stream. Welcome in there, Mike. Robleto. I don't have any videos offhand to help you for Zeal Paladin, like, melee playthrough like that. Not anything specific. I can think of a video I did a long time ago, but... it was so long ago, I don't know that Bulwark was even invented yet, I'm gonna be honest. So... what am I doing? Almost bedtime. 2 a.m. where Lawrence Brown is. Oof, that's pretty late. Pretty late. Yeah, I turned the run counter off. I just fired her back up. I just fired it back up, and but I was thinking of when I was running keys earlier, because I don't want to count the runs when I'm not running keys, you know, just only when I was running for the keys. Man catcher. This might be one. I don't know if I found it yet. I guess I did. It didn't, didn't do the gold swipe, so. Yeah, 18 is counting up now. I think I might have not turned it on. Like, I opened it, so you would see the number, like, you know, up here or whatever. But it wasn't counting the runs, I don't think. I could be wrong, though. Not the end of the world. Not the worst mistake I've made if that happened. There we go. Love getting them keys. What time we got here? Almost noon? All right. Perfect base for a Zod. What, I must have missed what you're talking about there, Fishholic. That book that popped up that was ethereal, or? I would say no. How many keys you got? We'll take a look. Why not? I got that many. 75. It's probably a little behind. 75, 35, 25. So I want to get at least 30 of, and then I'll do, like, I'll run the torches, and I'll run at least 10 of them. Get 10 torches for a video and whatnot, yeah. Malware. What do I think the next D2 character will be? I have no idea. The campfire is getting a little tight on the character screen, so I cannot imagine. I'm not even imagining commenting on what I think they're going to change or do in the future. I never thought they would add a new character and stuff like this, so not even going to venture to guess whether they will or won't do anything. First torch druid, I wouldn't mind. 2020 druid torch off the bat, followed by a 2020 necro, followed by a, you know, I wouldn't mind. 2020 barb. Ooh. As long as I keep getting different torches. It would be so nasty. I would be so happy if I did 10 torch runs and I got one of every torch. Which, what, there's eight characters now, so I don't even care how good they were. If I got one of each torch, I probably would never run a torch again. I just hate running. I hate running torches, really. It's so boring. Malware said you heard rumors of new characters. Could you imagine? Like, look at this campfire already. I guess they'll add... oh, there is a spot, right? If the guy is over here standing on, like, a little bit behind the barrel, right here. They shift everybody over a little bit. Like, the druid goes behind this barrel right here. They shift everybody over, put another character over here, right like here. 8 is Rune Word of Death is good for Whirlwind Barb in a base decapitator. Kind of, yeah. The semi budget, semi not budget, you know, option you could use, I suppose, yeah. I've done it before. Just imagine that every, like, once a year they got a new character for D2R coming out. Just imagine if that happened. Be crazy. All of a sudden we got 37 different characters. They're all just mishmashes of the skills from the other characters onto the new ones. The way that the Warlock is. Crazy. Lawrence said you had some rando give you a torch and some other great gear the other day. 8 skillers? Nice. Yeah, somebody just like, yeah, I'm cashing out. I'm checking out. See you later. Wait, where did he go? Oh, there he is. Boo. Marty says 40 bucks a pop. Yeah, one. See, that's the thing. I think they listened to me. I shouldn't have said this out loud. It's probably not. I will just say that. But how I said on Diablo 4, like, there's no monthly fee. There's not like a $4 a month monthly fee. But and then they have content coming out all the time. What they do is they say there's no monthly fee, but we're gonna come out with an expansion once a year, and it costs 40 bucks. Like, wait a second, isn't that the same as $4 a month if you break it down? Like, you have to buy this expansion to play with everybody, and if you want the new stuff, isn't it the same thing, just a different name? That would be surprising if they really came out with a new expansion every year like that for D2R, but I don't know. I've been pretty surprised by, like I said, the new character, so. Don't forget the cosmetics sell. Ooh, bringing cosmetics to D2R. That also sounds surprising, but I mean, like I said, I never thought they would add an expansion character and stuff. I didn't think they were ever going to do anything else for the game, so maybe they will do more stuff. Bradley, the defensive, you seen how you lose all your defense when you're running? Like, see how it checks out? No, so right now I have the running thing on, but when you stop, your defense comes back up and you're standing still. But if you walk around, the defense doesn't go away. That's what a lot of people I'll see. People that play hardcore, they'll leave, I've heard this anyways. You leave walking on all the time, so you never want to, like, do this on accident when your defense goes all the way away. A new play S-Tier expansion? Oof, maybe, huh? Do you think a two-handed sword Whirlwind Barb can beat Ubers? Probably. Whirlwind, huh? I don't know, probably. I've never tried it. I've never looked it up to see it either, but I guess probably. Wouldn't be something I wanted to do personally, but good old Trang's gloves. So this is like, never find too crazy stuff from Nihlathak except for once in a while, but hey, at least a useful item. I don't know. 70 defense? Tied with what I got. I don't know what the max is for this particular item, but we need another one of those. Diablo MMO? Ooh, maybe. Slay the Space Marine says you always hover over the R key. You play hardcore? Yeah, I thought I had heard that. You know, like I said, just heard that hardcore players, they just, like, they're in town and they run around, But if you're ever not in town, they just walk all the time. That could just been one person's, like, opinion or what they say, you know, whatever, so. So they don't have to, like, babysit it, I guess. Oh boy. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Tribby says, never click the R button. You hold control if you want to run. I don't know if I even knew that. If you're walking, you can hold control and run. I don't know that I ever knew that. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I just always have run on, you know. Just because, like, I don't care, you know. Softcore, but... Oh!
Beer fun.
Thank you so much. 20 donates 20. Thank you. The number 20 for the $20 for the beer fund. Oh, appreciate you, because I got bowling tonight, too. And that 20 bucks is about how much it cost me. Thank you so much. That's huge, 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 huge. Appreciate the generosity. Yeah, who in here learned, let me know, who in here learned that you can hold control while you're walking to switch to running, and it only runs when you're holding control? I just learned that today, actually. Trivius, he's like, I've been using that since the beginning. I never am walking, so. Just never. It does not work the other way. No, if you're running and you hold control, it doesn't make you walk. It only works the other way. It does not go both ways. Hurt Locker, welcome in. Real Rune, Legendary. Wait a second. Yeah, it does not work for both of them. Marty says that is a D2R thing. Interesting. Marty? Because Tribby said he's been using it since LOD days and before. Maybe, I don't know.
What do you need?
I don't know either way, so. Just learned about it right now. J Hoops says the worst part about the change for the new patch is trying to bind a demon. Yeah, it is a little bit annoying, I'm gonna be honest. Because like, especially what I found, trying to bind a demon in the PTR is trying to get my mercenary to not run up and one-shot every monster was like a struggle, because like I had really good gear and my mercenary was just one-shotting. And it takes like several seconds sometimes to get the demon bind to work, because it only checks once every second. So you're like channeling it, and then your mercenary's like, and the monster dies, and you're like, no, that's the one I wanted. Okay, how about this one? And then he's like, no, and you like teleport back, and you're like, stop. Like, and you gotta like take your mercenary to get your mercenary dead, so that then you can go get a demon to bind, because it won't. It's just, yeah. I don't know what the solution for that necessarily would be, but I almost just want it to be like you can instantly bind a demon, but there's like a 5-second cooldown or something, or a 10-second cooldown even. But like maybe there's a, I don't know, because what people would do is they would just like come to the Bale Wave they can't kill, and they're just like bind, and it's all gone. You know? They just bound every demon and then unsummoned it and then bound and unsummoned it over and over again. And that's what they wanted to get rid of. Which makes sense, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna be more annoying getting a demon and like you only have to do it once and then a long time goes by before you have to do it again, so maybe it's not that big a deal. But it is just kind of annoying. Take the weapon off the merc. Yeah, I did that, and he was still like killing everything, unfortunately. It was taking like so long to bind some demons that, you know, you're channeling for like 10 straight seconds and it kept failing and failing, because if you don't like have points into it and you have a better chance of binding the demon based upon how low the life is of the demon. So you'd like try to hit the demon to lower the life, and then it would drop it down to like a third of the life, and then your mercenary would like kill it with no weapon, and you're like, Universal got the Grizz shield. Congrats. Yeah, why not? Why don't I take out some extra monsters? Why shouldn't I? You might find a storm shield along the way. Cool beans right there. Another classically cool item to find, huh? Oh. I do already have one of those, but I need another one. Just a little neato cool. Yeah, they did lower the survivability of the Bind Demon, yes. He's not gonna... The Bound Demons don't seem to be able to face tank, like, uber everything without ever losing life, so... I was finding, though, when I tested in the PTR with, like, good gear and you build it a certain way, you didn't build it like you did before, but you actually have to put some points into the Demon's tree, that the Bound Demon would survive pretty much all the time in Terror Zones farming, but sometimes the higher tier heralds would give him a struggle, and you'd have to be like, whoa, ah! And then like, you know, give him his life back with some monsters, and then he would get, you know, like he'd probably get like 4-shotted by a tier 5 herald. So watch the Novasorg build, been trying it. Think it's the best AoE. I do love that one for sure. It is definitely... So Nova is really good at clearing density trash mobs, not great at act bosses and stuff like that. So yep, that's just how it is. Let's see, Universal Secrets. Just have to go back to the Town Healer like every 30 minutes or so, talking about with the Bound Demon. There's that one skill too where you just what's it called? Consume? Wait, what's it called? Wait, consume is when you gobble up your demon for yourself, isn't it? What's the skill where you engorge? Like these bodies here, you just like click on them with engorge. You cast engorge and it heals up your demon again. You can just like 1 wonder it and you're good to go usually. So you don't have to go back to town. Or you can just go back to town too. That is obviously a viable option. Yeah, it's just that the Bound Demon now, the Bound Demon isn't just a 1 point, boom, it's invincible, you know, it's not how it is anymore. I never did try it by actually like maxing out everything to keep the demon alive, like how good the demon worked if it was actually like a full demon summon build with a Bound Demon. I don't know that I tried that. Dude, Herald drops seem worse. I haven't done them too much yet. I've only gone to... so what it's going to be is what it looked like in the PTR 2 and stuff. The tier 1, like every time you take out a Herald, it's going to drop more items. Like the first tier just drops like 2 items, like a super unique, and then it'll drop more and then more, and then the highest tier Heralds will drop more items like an act boss does. So it could be that. I personally, I never found much off with the Heralds before. So other people have said that, oh, the Heralds were busted. They were I never had that happen for me, personally. But yeah, I didn't do a ton of Heralds before, so I could have just gotten unlucky. Ooh. Jeweler's Zakharum Shield of... whatever. I forget what the other thing is. Yeah. How many key sets before Ubers? I think I want to do 10. So I just need like 3 or 4 more keys, I think, really. I wanted to do more, but it's just taking too long. These stinking keys from the Summoner Nihlathak seem painful. I haven't really done that many runs, to be honest, but maybe it's just, I don't know. Maverick, yeah, you can do it that way. There's more on Demonic Mastery than just getting the number of demons, though. But I guess I don't know what necessarily build you're talking about for that exactly. Because Demonic Mastery, as you go up higher, that gets you the number of demons, but it can give you more. Because that's like what I did, exactly what you're saying, when I tested in the PTR. But I was saying if you bump that up, like max it out, it'll give a bunch more life, right? To your demon. I don't remember if I tried that or not. Yeah. It doesn't... Demon Mastery doesn't boost demon survivability at all? I'd have to look into that again, I guess. Let me just glance at it real quick here. I guess I just don't remember. I thought Demonic Mastery boosted your demons, but I guess I just don't remember. I mean, let me take a gander in. Only Blood Oath, huh? Does it boost up the damage then, huh? Yeah, walk, run. So it's all attack stuff on Demonic Mastery. Gotcha. Yeah, I misremembered. I misremembered. Okay. Blood Oath. I don't remember what I did now, what I tested out. There's no direct survivability there for it. Okay. Misremembered. Yeah, I definitely didn't fully trust my memory, so. Deflecting, yeah. Jeweler's Monarch of Deflecting. Jeweler's Zakharum Shield of Deflecting. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, I could never... see, what was I just saying about not remembering things? What was I just saying? The J-Hoop got a Sunday off a Tier 1 Herald. The next 15 Heralds dropped nothing but blue items. Yeah, I think I got my Sunday I got a minute ago off of a Tier 1 Herald. Alright, another useful item here from out of these packs. Nothing insane popping off. Got another key, so that is good as well. So we've got a key, and let's see. Is this going to be a perfect? Oh, 50s. Cool. At least it's perfect on the fire res anyway, so that's cool. I don't know if I have a pair of perfect ones yet or not, so this might be a good one for me to get here. Let's see. This gonna be good? No. I do need to get my hands on some skillies. Let's see. Alan did Uber Ancients. Died 7 times. Got a Fire Jewel after all Tubal. I don't know the rest of that. But so Alan said he just went. Alan, did you do the Ubers completely by yourself, or did you do it as a team? So far, I hadn't had anybody say that they had done Ubers completely solo by themselves yet. The only other person that said they had done Uber since the patch was somebody who said they did it with a team of like 4 or whatever. Summon Warlock. Oh, you did it with the Tainted build with the Warlock? Oh, Tainteds are still that busted, huh? After they brought a little nerf on them from the PTR. Gotcha. From the PTR until now, they supposedly brought it down a little bit, but it must still be really good, obviously. If it can, it's the only thing that can solo Uber. Colossal Ancient, so. Yeah, I was thinking about going into the Summon Warlock on the playthrough, actually, like, as part of the team, because I feel like there's going to be people that are going to be Fire Warlock at the beginning, and people are going to be the Magic one. But then maybe our team could just have a summon lock going along with them, but I don't know. Summon lock isn't the most exciting, and if I'm streaming a summon lock, then it's like, oh, that's fun, but In Kratz, Missouri, you're happy you farmed up your gear before the patch for other characters. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I've heard a few people say something like along those lines. Good old Dole Rune. Yeah, it sounds like from what I've heard that the summon the demon tainted build is going to be the go-to from what it sounds like. Yeah, I would think the thing with the smiter now, I forgot how much it would hurt the smiter. Ooh, hold on. We know it is. We know what this is, fellas. Put it in the chat, because you know, just by looking at it, that this is a stone of Jordan. Oh, well, 30 MF Nagel at least. So that's kind of cool. At least you get a perfect MF on the Nagel ring. The Nagel ring. Nagel ring. Nagel. 9 different ways of pronouncing it. That's something, I guess. Nagel. For anti-meth farming, so Vlad, pretty much Blizzard Sorceress is clutch for that. So I would recommend Blizzard Sorceress, but there's other options, of course, as well. Like, if you wanted to primarily do Andy, but also do meth, you could go Fireball Meteor, because Andy's really weak to fire. You could do... There's several other builds, but Blizzard's the easiest, I would say. Hurt Locker said uptick in statues and shards. Yeah, I've heard some people say that, for sure. Heard some people say that, for sure. Ooh, 4 socket. Ooh, 3. Are there any good 3-socketed shields even that you would need to do? Well, if it was going to be 3-socketed, you wouldn't want it in a Monarch. You'd want it in a Troll Nest, wouldn't you? Yeah, unfortunate. Right? I'm going to hang on to it till someone corrects me. But that's, like, my take there is accurate, right? You would never do a 3-socketed Monarch. Why would you? Strength requirement's so high. It is 14-3, but yeah, that's for chumps. Ancient's Pledge? Yeah, I should totally do an Ancient's Pledge. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I have seen a shard uptick, but I'm not sure necessarily 100%. Personally. Couple of 50s, huh? 42, 41. Everything else is the same, right? Yeah. I mean, how many 50s of these do we need? K-Wink. What you're asking me to pick from there, I would never do, by the way. I would just literally never do it. Personally. You're saying what besides like the normal hybrids, what would you farm Terra Zones with? If I was using a Sorceress, I would all but never farm Terra Zones. Personally. Unless I had like perfect gear. And then I would never do a dual spec. I would do like a Energy Shield Nova Stork with self-infinity and stuff. The only time I would do Terra Zones with, my Sorceress would be like a Blizzard Sorceress, and when like the Stony Tombs is terrorized, I'd run that. And when like Andy and Meph are terrorized, I'd run them. Stuff like that. I just wouldn't engage with Terra Zones for the most part, personally. Mavericks, yeah, that's what I was kind of noticing too. You say Echoing Strike needs to be built differently than it was before, but it kind of still works. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Yeah, you got to build it differently, and yeah, I did as well notice this. Cursed Udar good for binding. I'm gonna be honest. I can't remember exactly all the testing and stuff that I did in the PTR, so I gotta like. I did always use pretty much an Udar, but I can't remember. I don't think I used Cursed anymore, to be honest. I think I was using Fanaticism. Because Cursed monsters are harder to get. And since they die once in a while, and it's harder to get like the super uniques, the amount of points you need to put into it, a lot of times I was just using a Fanaticism like champion or whatever, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, don't take what I say for the demon as like, ooh, Phil said this was the perfect thing. That's just what I was doing. I haven't done a ton of testing stuff yet. Ooh, rare. Wait, is that a theory? Oh no. Well, anyways, maybe it'd roll something wacky. Grim Skithy. Not 220s. I just don't feel like checking those. Don't feel like it. T-Foss mentioning the crossbow enchant Sork. Yeah, definitely one that works pretty good. Definitely runs pretty good. Oh, sorry. Somebody a minute ago, I got distracted. They asked, hopefully you're still in here, they asked why I was identifying any of the blue jabs. So the class-specific ones for the Amazon, it's not necessarily something I'm going to use on single player here, but they can roll as with 6 to javelin skills with crazy luck and 40 increased attack speed. And they're just something that's super valuable online, and like if I found it, it'd be hype, pretty much. I forgot the answer. I read part of that, and then I found that unique ring, and I got distracted. So. Could be something you, because getting 6 to skills on your javelins is huge. Could use it on single player. Do you know what else I could use? All you guys on YouTube hitting the like button for me. I could definitely use that as well. So make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Got 180 fine slayers in chat. Definitely need more likes on the YouTube. $38 to mana. Legendary. Just legendary. Should have checked on the keys. So I think I'm just going to get straight to 30 and then maybe hop out and do something else. If I can ever get to 30 here, that is. Let's see where we're at. I already forget how many I had before. Wasn't it 27? I found one, so yeah, we're at 28. 2 more keys. Come on, Nihlathak. You can do it. You can do it. Ooh, ask and you shall receive. One more, and then what should I do? I'm not sure if I should hop to the Warlock, try some of that stuff out, or what do we got? TZ coming up here. Cursed Bazaar. Cursed Bazaar. LK Upper. Gross. Nothing good on the TZ front for a while. But you know what is good? What I mentioned a little bit earlier. Anyone who's interested in fantasy football, just for funsies, you can see it behind me. Why don't I go over here? I don't like being over here. Only if you like fantasy football. Not everyone run over and subscribe just to subscribe. Only if you like fantasy football. If you want to hear me babble on to chat on about fantasy football stuff, is these guys too risky to draft this season? Fantasy Football Phil, all PHs. Check her out at Fantasy Football Phil. Come over, check the videos out, subscribe up or whatever if you want to. I have 200 subscribers. Legendary. So only if you like fantasy football and you want to hear me babble on about it. Check it out, you know, just shout it out once in a while. Do Ubers, duh. I don't want to do Ubers right now until I have enough time to like do it really. Pretty much. I won't do the Ubers until after this season, I believe. Not sure if you can get a video out before ladder reset, but people will be looking for opinions. Oh yeah, I'll definitely I don't know about today, but tomorrow, Thursday, would be usually a video day, and Friday, I stream on Friday nights, so I'll have time to do a video then, too, so I'll probably have at least 2 videos out before the reset or whatever. Between tomorrow and Friday morning, for sure, minimum. The only problem is Thursday, like tonight I have bowling, tomorrow I've got softball practice, I coach my daughter's team, so those times are kind of eaten up in the afternoon, but Lawless, yeah, you can definitely get them statues from non-TZ bosses nowadays, huh? Why can't I bind a demon? Karaki, so they made it a lot harder. You have to sit there and like channel. You have to, first of all, it makes it easier to bind the demon if they have lower health, if you knock their health down, and then you have to sit there and channel it for like a long time. And the more points you have into bind demon, and I think it has a synergy too, will make it more likely to bind. So you just have to sit there and like let it channel for like 5 seconds, and you know, or longer. So yeah, they just made it kind of like a lot more kind of annoying to do. It's not just like you walk out and go boom and you got it. Also, you have to have a certain number of points in it to get like a super unique. Like a super unique, I think you have to have 10 or 15 points. I think it's 10 actually. So if you, and it's 10 hard points, not soft points, right? Anyone correct me if I'm wrong on this stuff. It's all just stuff that I, you know, learned from the PTR and stuff. So it's hard to remember everything for sure, but I did that one time too. I was like, why won't this demon bind? And then it was like, it wasn't a demon. I was like, oh, great. Good job, Phil. Genius Phil, Pro D2 player. Appreciate you, Biff, for hitting the link in there for my fantasy football channel. But yeah, like I said, only go over and watch and hit the like button and subscribe if you really want to watch my fantasy football content. Because sometimes actually if people like click on the video just to hit the like button and leave and they never watch the video, It actually kind of hurts the video more in the algorithm than anything. So only if you guys want to watch fantasy football stuff. One and a half days left for season 14. Yeah, so Friday it'll be up and running. New season. T-Foss says Lions at Buffalo home opener, right? Yeah, Lions, hopefully they do good this year. If they don't do good this year, they're schmucks. They got like one of the 5 easiest schedules in the league, according to last season's end. And of course, teams swap around players and stuff every offseason, so that's not the end all be all, but still. You have one of the easiest schedules. You got most of the same like starters on offense. Like, could the defense get much worse? What's fantasy football? Well, hard to explain if you don't know, if you've never seen it before, I guess. You essentially, you and your buddies like get in a little contest where you pick players from the NFL, National Football League. If you don't know what that is, you pick players that play in that league, that sport, and then however good they do in their games every week, they count towards like your team. You're essentially just picking players who you think are going to do good, and if your players do better than their players, based on a point system they invented, then you win. Go Seahawks, gross. Did Mosaic get a nerf this update? They didn't do. I don't think they did anything with Mosaic this update. This ridiculous Terrazone list, because of all of the little different tombs in there and stuff. So funny. This reminds me of 22 Nights of Terror every time I see it. The gigantor long list of stuff, you know. You make a fantasy team based on players, not a real team. Yeah, you don't pick an individual team. You like pick the players like it's a draft at the beginning of like you're drafting college players, like the NFL does. But instead of that, you just draft people from the teams. Like you take a running back from this team that you really like, and then there's some other team that you take. Like when it gets back around to you, you pick the wide receiver you like from some other team, and then you like make your own team. Yeah. Pistons chokes, Wings choke, Tigers choking. Yeah, Pistons choked. Maybe you could say choked a little bit. I mean, yeah, they were a 1 seed, but really were the Pistons like an absolutely spectacularly great team? I mean, I don't know. I would argue not really, but good way to engage people in more NFL games. Very true. Very true, yep. Marty, that's totally not what fantasy football is, by the way. Sweat Hog sounds like a Seahawks fan. Best of luck to your team in the upcoming season. They had a 2-0 series lead. That is true. But weren't they down 0-3 in the last series and came back and won it? So, I mean, like... I mean, they did a little bit. I don't blame it fully on them. I don't think they're like a completely powerhouse NBA team, personally. And... Wait, didn't I go over here? Being somebody who played a lot of basketball competitively, like obviously not pro or anything, but when the refs are that bad in every game, you just get completely demoralized. And like I've been there, I know how it feels that like it doesn't matter how good you play or how hard you try or anything that you do, it's just the refs are just gonna screw you over and over again. It's so demoralizing. So I don't know. I got some sympathy for him, I guess, you know, watching the games, you know. yeah, you have to overcome. You can't be in that position to let the refs take the game away. But like, I know how it feels. So. Happy we're not a Mariners fan. Yeah, I don't follow baseball too much anymore, but like, I don't know if I've heard anything about the Mariners in a long time. I didn't know they still existed. I thought they moved to an expansion team and they were some other team now. Their time will come, maybe. I hope, you know. Obviously, hometown team winning would be cool. Yeah, Biv saying, grew up with the Dynasty Wings. That was crazy. My entire life, I never knew the Wings not being good until they weren't good for a little bit. But yeah, Dynasty Wings, the going to work Pistons. Oh. $28, it's up there almost max. 7 is one off of the max and the strength too, but I'll save it for crafting. Nothing I really need, I think. Won't worry about it. Marty would lose his mind if I didn't look at that real quick. See if it's ethereal. Matt says refs making so many professional sports hard to watch nowadays. Sometimes. I feel like there's not enough quality control for refs. Some of them are fine and good, but some of them... And basketball is especially annoying since there's been so many... In NBA basketball, there's so many of the... I don't know about so many, but there's been several caught, like, taking bribes to throw games and stuff. In specifically basketball. So it's like, oh, man. And what's crazy now too with MLB, professional baseball, they have that strike zone camera like overrule. You can challenge it, and there's some umpires that get challenged like 15 or 20 times a game, and the people win every one. And it's like, what? So there was a total of like 60 called strikes, and like 30 of them were wrong. What? I forget. I'd have to look it up again. It could be all sports, Marty. Yeah. It could be all sports. You are right. But I forget which what the actual number was, but it was something like that. Like when they went back and looked at the total number of strikes called in the game, there was like 37 total strikes called of like pitches that went past the batter and they called strikes or something, and like 20 of them were overturned or something like that. It's just like, holy smokes, like this guy gets more of his calls wrong than right. Like when the batter swings, you can't make a call, obviously, you know, like. I wish I could remember the numbers, or if I could look them up and like show you or something, but it was something like that I heard on a video or whatever. New best Warlock build will be. I haven't looked at it too much yet, but it sounds like the Tainted Demon build of some sort is, yes, so. People make mistakes, right? Yeah. Smirking face like you're joking, yeah. Yeah, people make mistakes just before they bet the over on the number of foul shots that James Harden's going to get to take this game, you know? Just before they pull out their phone and go on some betting thing and go, I'll take the over on 15 and a half foul shots for, you know, whatever person. Nah. Could do obedience and something like that, but I almost never use those, so. Matt says it's one of those things you only hear about when you hear about it. You follow hockey, so you said you've seen a lot of bad calls in hockey. Okay, yeah, I don't follow hockey too much. So I'll take your word on that. But I don't know. I feel like hockey's not as like ref dominated and umpire dominated as like baseball and basketball. Because every single pitch, there's a ref making a judgment call, right? In hockey, sure, you can call a bad call, like, oh, that wasn't slashing, you know, but like, there's not like as many calls all the time, right? Well, good, you know, if you want to do ethereal treachery, I guess. I'll hang on to it, I guess, maybe, I don't know. But, and then in basketball, I mean, the number of like phantom foul calls giving people foul shots, it's like every other minute, right? Or like one guy goes in and just gets clobbered and they don't call anything. And then he goes on the other end and the guy's like, and a guy goes behind him like this because he doesn't want to touch him and they call a foul and you're like, I guess I didn't even, I watch basketball on and off. I'm kind of a fair weather basketball fan nowadays, but I didn't know that they had a foul. They have a way of challenging fouls now. I didn't realize. I guess I didn't see it that often. Cerbeth saying your strategy on your warlock nowadays is just make sure you never die, so you never lose your Hephaestus. Well, there you go. Solid strat, huh? NBA players playing like soccer players flopping. Yeah, they do have a flopping call that they can use, but I feel like they don't use it nearly enough. When a guy like a defender does like a hand check, you know, I don't know if you guys know what a hand check is, but it's when you get like, you know, the guy's getting off to the side where he might be able to get by you, and you like put your hand out like this to kind of like stop him on his hip or his arm a little bit. They call it a hand check. And the defender like does that, and the guy dribbling the ball is like, and he throws his head back like he just got punched in the mouth when a guy like touched his wrist. And they call a foul, and you're like, how is that not a flop? Like, yeah, he touched his arm, but like he's just flailing trying to get you to call a call. Like that should be a flop. That is one of the 70 bazillion calls they went against the Pistons when James Harden did that, you know, against the Pistons, you know, so stuff like that. Got the key. And yeah, one of them, you know, you got to make up for it. You got to score points. You got to do this and that. But when they just get over and over, you just get demoralized, and like, it's just tough. Football players, great actors. Sometimes. It's not nearly as often as basketball. Basketball flopping is the one sport where people do flop the most, for sure. In my expert flopping opinion. Do I have a ghost story? I mean, I don't know what you're... Blue Sky, I don't know what you're really asking for there, I guess. The flop James in the NBA? Not even so much him. I haven't watched I haven't watched him play in like so long. So I have no Diablo one, huh? Maybe I'll try to spam farm Diablo right now and try to get a statue real quick. Not that I don't think I'm gonna go run it right now, but seal pop Diablo a few times since you can get them from not unterrorized places now. Yeah, might as well spin it up, take these guys out too, though, but we'll call it a slow seal pop. Because I do want to get lucky with items, too. A little bit. Statue on the first run. Would I bring back the 80s or 90s rules, though? No, I would not do that. To discourage flopping. I don't know. I assumed you meant, like, by 80s and 90s, you meant, like, how they just hammered the bleep out of everybody, and, like, they wouldn't call any fouls. I would not recommend that. But actually call, like, fouls and not, like... You wait to see, did the guy you view as a superstar miss? That means it's a foul. I don't like that. I don't necessarily know how to, like, calling more flopping fouls, you know, would be a start. Like, call the fouls that are fouls and don't call the fouls that aren't fouls. That's just what I kind of want. LeBron started it. LeBum started it. LeBron did not start the flopping epidemic. They literally back in the night, like the 90s, when they started switching away from allowing people to be more physical and stuff, they literally had it called the Jordan rule. And that was the first person I was talking about where, like, if he goes in and shoots the ball and misses, that means it's a foul. Jordan was the first one that got that, and now they utilize that for, like, almost everybody. But before, it was just called the Jordan rule. Lies, I tell you, lies. Yeah, right. I remember watching Jordan when he was old man playing for the Charlotte Bobcats. And literally just, like, every time he would touch the ball, they would call a foul. It was insanity. It's a true story. I did 100 Andy runs this morning. Peasant's Crown, couple Skillers. Okay, all right. Cool. Sounds like you got some stuff that you like. Congratulations. Seeing LeBron flop with no contact, saddest thing you ever seen? Yeah, that's, yeah. That is annoying for sure, yeah. Floppas. G-Stack says, what is a flop? Where you are in basketball and you pretend like someone walked up and punched you in the face when nobody touched you. And then they call a foul for no reason. Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to try to see. I'm not going to do these for crazy too long, but I just want to see if I get a statue real quick or something. So it was a flop soccer stuff. Yeah, flopping is mainly most noteworthy anyways, most known in soccer and basketball. You can flop in anything though, I guess. Like the kickers always flop, the punters always flop in the NFL. Like if anyone's near them, they just like flop like someone just took them out because you can give your team an automatic first down. If the reward for faking a penalty is high enough, then people will just do it all the time. Where in the NBA you get free points. You literally get free points if you fake, you know, getting hit, so. Yeah. In hockey, I guess you can flop. You can pretend like someone trips you or slashes you, but I feel like it doesn't happen nearly as often. But it probably does. Bob said he's seen someone headbutt another person in the NBA this year. Oh, well, yeah. I think every once in a while they got the NBA fights, right? Every once in a while. Embellishment in hockey, yeah. So Lawless, yeah, I don't know about every sport, but I know basketball they have that. You say hockey, they got that. They can call it in everything, but I feel like they don't. I don't watch a lot of hockey though, so I don't know how often they do or don't call it. But in basketball, they don't. I don't think I've ever seen it called. I'm sure it has. They couldn't have a rule that they've never used before, but. Other hockey players would flop shame them. Yeah, there's definitely, I feel like a little bit of different culture in hockey that would frown upon flopping. in the NBA, it's just completely normalized, essentially. Like, obviously, people hate when it's done to them, when someone flops and they get a penalty, foul called on them, and then the very next time down the floor, they'll flop, you know. So. I mean, I never make any 3 Saga shields, so. Sanctuary or something. I never use that stuff. Attack rating 9 to gold 5. Hockey, the only real sport out there. Talking like pros, I guess. I mean, yeah. Ice soccer isn't necessarily my favorite sport, though, aka hockey. You ever notice soccer and hockey are the exact same sport? Just one's on ice with the stick and the other one isn't. They both just have a net on the ground at the end of each, area. With a goal and a goalie. You send the puck or the ball up. You can be offsides. You got, it's like the same thing. You can't trip people. It's like the same sport. It's just ice soccer. I'm just joking. Might as well start talking about well done steaks here too. That's the total rage bait take, by the way. Rage bait. Lacrosse. Yeah, I mean Lawless. I think lacrosse, isn't it literally called, another name for that is field hockey? Like it's literally the name of it. So. But really lacrosse is just soccer with a stick. Let's be real here. Why not? We'll take out this champ right here. You think field hockey is a completely different thing? So lacrosse and field hockey are completely different? Is this true? That's got to be fake news, right? They use short hockey sticks. It is different. There's no way. I don't even believe it. Sounds too improbable to be true. What about the 2004 Pistons championship? Well deserved. Going to work, Pistons. Oh, trying to read while I'm spinning up over here. Yeah, so field hockey, the ball's actually on the ground. Gotcha. Sounds fake though to me, I'll be honest. Next thing you're gonna tell me is you've seen some kind of mammal with like a duck beak that lays eggs or something. No statue dropping for me. It's already been like 5 Diablo kills. What's going on here? We'll do a few more here. See if I can get lucky with a statue off of an unterrorized bro. Also, I could get a little experience too. Huh, there we go. Whoa! Teleport away. Survivability, not enough for that pack, apparently. No Merc. He's not helping too much anyways, right? What's going on with the survivability around here? I don't quite have my fire res capped, but my god. Guess that 3% fire res is really missing up over here, huh? Jeez. You can get a Sunder Charm outside of Terror Zones now. Apparently. I've not really seen it. I know somebody that in the PTR, they said they got a Sunder Charm outside of Terror Zones. I have not, like, seen one, though. I've never seen it happen. Is it worth to put an in a Viper Magi? Sure, yeah. I think so. Yeah, I guess if it's like a 20 Viper, I wouldn't do it, yeah. Adam said that with the new patch, your map reset. Ooh, wait. I don't know if you can find... I think you can find Azarath from this, bro. Well, it looks like I needed lightsaber anyways, so... It's a Grailer. 192. Ooh. Maybe not that exciting, but... It's a Grailer, I guess. Caboose! Thank you for the tier 1.
This sure does look like Nihlathak Blastin roll.
Nihlathak Blastin. Caboose! Thank you for the tier 1 sub for 8 months. Yeah, I got the keys I needed, so now I'm doing something else. I just didn't change the title. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. More Sundays minus the cold earlier? No, I'm not doing Terror Zones at the moment. I'm trying to get a statue off of an unterrorized Diablo, since you can get them from unterrorized bros now. Haven't really done a lot more Terror Zones. Terror Zones are boring and dumb, and I don't like doing them, so I just do them once in a while because, you know, you have to. Just woke up, says Caboose. Gotcha, gotcha. Makes sense. Yep, got the number of keys I decided I wanted to get, and doing something else, and changing titles is for chumps anyways. Am I right, chat? Changing titles is for chumps. Gonna get this new level here. Caboose, yeah, they dropped the patch before the season starts. So if there was any grossly bad glitches, they could fix them real quick before the season started. I believe, anyways. That would be the reason why they did that. World Stone Shard. Where are we even putting points here? I guess over here. We'll respec it a little later anyway, so don't much matter at this point, but... The fire, the fire! Ty Cole said you're a cynic too, but at least the terrorism's a new content. I mean, definitionally, they're literally not new content. It's just the air. It's just the glacial trail that's always been in the game. They're completely not new. Not that I really care too much about new content personally. I'm anti-change guy, but they're just definitionally not new content. They're the same content recycled to get people, trying to get people to go there. I don't really want to keep running him. I mean, I could just go see... Let's just go look at the Warlock real quick with some of the changes. I don't have any gear on him, so I guess there's that. Nice to have a reason to go to side dungeons and stuff. No, there's no... Why would I want to go to the Swampy Pits? Why do I want to go to these random... It's not. It's just not. It's trying to like convince people that to do something that they don't want to do. You know what I mean? Not a big fan personally, but teach their own. I hope you're enjoying it. Personally, there's not much you could do with that would make me enjoy it. So. Going to farm the Swampy Pits, terrorized and stuff like that. You know. Good old Bookaroony. Yeah. Why don't I just go ahead and grab. We'll just leave this setup how it is. It's kind of budget. See, I can use ethereal stuff, right? What do we got over in this, bro? Every item, including torches, should drop in the pits. I like the sound of that one. Standard insight. Do I even have an ethereal insight? I have to on Galbeck. Any tips on getting back into D2? I mean, sorta. I mean, it's very vague. I mean, just in general, getting back into D2. Basic tips getting back into D2. The biggest tip that people struggle with, I guess I'd give you, I tell it to everybody, and then it doesn't, like, not everybody always... What's the word I'm thinking of? Well, anyways. Just remember, you do not have to take out every monster in the game. If there's ever a point where there's something, like, there's only a few monsters, like, in each difficulty, there's like 20 monsters total you have to take out. That's one of the biggest things that people struggle with. Adam says, same underwear for 20 years. Underwear? Who? Come on. For chumps. Probably grab a Shaco. What do we got down here? We got a little mana leech that we need. Do we have life? We got life leech, mana leech. Don't know how much that's gonna do. We're doing less damage. Maybe Shaco and a... We need to go off of FCR breakpoints, right? Oh, 74. How do we have 74? Oh, because this rolled is 29. Ah! So we need one FCR ring. It's wild that still my best Warlock amulet is one that I found. That's kind of funny. None of the crafted ones. Yeah, heat wave passed. This is true. It is cold up here, so. All of a sudden. I feel bad. My daughter went to school in shorts and a t-shirt. I'm like, babe, it's supposed to be colder today. Like, it's only supposed to get to like barely in the 60s. She's like, are you sure you want to wear shorts? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you sure? Like, yeah, Dad. I'm like, okay. Why don't we go? Boy, we need to get over the FCR breakpoint. I guess we got to do it, huh? I'll go grab a Shaco and I don't know. Lidless, who really cares that much? Need life leech somewhere. Okay. Nice solo self-found amulet. Yeah, for a rare. Yeah, kinda. Shaco is not there. He's here. Appreciate you, G-Stacks. He linked up to one of my tips for new players videos. Appreciate you. Oh, this must be a high enough Grand Charm to get to 45 to life. So we'll just go with this. This is kind of generic setup for like an Echoing Strike Warlock. Nothing insane, but kind of good, but not bad, but kind of not great, but not bad setup. Just see how it goes. So I didn't change anything from what it was before. So we're still sitting at max. 1 base point into here. These are just ones with some more Blood Oath. We're just, what, players 3. Go to an easy place real quick. Oh, how do you play this game again? Yeah, there we go. It works. Not super busted. Let's go. Let's just see the speed on a player 3 Mephisto. Not that you guys should be farming Mephisto with this character, but this is just like a, you know, give me an idea of what it would be compared to other characters. If I can find it. 1 eternity later. Whoops. Come on. Not being able to lock on. The Mana Leech is like not enough to sustain it. So because you deal more damage, you need more than 2%. I can't get them to... The way that the lock-on works now, too, I can't get them to all hit the hitbox of Mephisto there. It works okay. Not super great. I mean, I'm just using an insight, too, of course, so... Enchanted, yeah, I got my first Sunday since Reign of the Warlock. Just got that sucker today, actually. Got one right off the bat. Let's go find this Terror Zone. I mean, I have Enigma on, but realistically, Echoing Strike Warlock on P3 in Act 5 with no skillers, no Sunday, no Torch and Annie. If I took this off, I don't think... Oh, I can't use the boots. I can't teleport without that. Let's get to a better area. Oh, did I forget? Oh, I was using my cult arms, wasn't I? Some champs that are level 95, max level on P3. Not super fast. Once I take off the couple skills from the Enigma. Oh, I don't have the whatchamacallit on. I don't know, it depends what people expect from the build, right? So this is almost max level Terror Zone on players 3 with an insight. With a rune word that's Ral Tier Tell Soul. G-Stacks, not my birthday. Nobody fought for it. Not my birthday. What do you guys think? Do you think an insight should be able to kill faster than this? Or do you, in a players 3 Terror Zone, or do you think it should... Oh, see, I don't have the curse, so I can't break the physical immune here, but... I'm dealing damage to him, but it's a little bit... Oh, actually, I do have cursed, I guess. It just took a while to proc. I forgot I actually do still have a curse, bro. So you can still break all immunities and everything, yeah. So, what do you guys think? With no armor on, no torch and Annie, no skillers, no boots apparently. Yeah, he's just left over. It is true. I wouldn't have Hephasto, but I mean, you just get a different cursed monster, right? Hit him with the curse. Hit him with the curse. Yeah, he's not really the perfect because he had a conviction aura, and the conviction aura, see how long it takes for it to proc the curse or whatever? Because he doesn't have one of the auras that procs, that hits all the monsters simultaneously, you know? Yeah, Pat, I've heard about, you know, whatever, but Tainted build is good. I get it. I don't always just play only the best possible build all the time. And I mean, Echoing Strike is one that I think people would still want to play, right? Or are people just completely uninterested in Echoing Strike now? And you're probably right, actually. People are probably just like, oh, what's the next best possible build you can play? I'm only going to play that. That is probably true, actually. That is probably true. Did you upgrade to the latest patch? Yeah, I got the new patch. Herald shards more frequently. Kind of noticed that, yeah. It seems like... I mean, I only got a couple of heralds. The herald spawns didn't seem too crazy yet, but I didn't run it extensively, so... The shards kind of seem to just drop, like, consistently from everywhere, kind of, sort of, at almost a consistent pace. But haven't done too crazy much yet, so... Not bad, not great, mid, the current situation. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, too, when you're raising players counts on the maximum level Terror Zones, I feel like you shouldn't really be able to nuke everything in one shot, personally. Pat says he does everything, Echoing Strike, Mirrored Blades, and Tainted on the same build, huh? How about that? I haven't really looked into the Tainted a whole lot besides, like, just seeing and hearing a few different people, but... whatever, goodbye. Okay. How much strength do we need to get just to the 55? Oh. Still not enough. Oh yeah, because I don't have any points into what you call it, so... but if I'm using the insight... I mean, if I was doing the Tainted build, I wouldn't be using an insight, would I? I mean, I guess I'd use this to have 1 to Tainted and Warlock skills, I guess. 2 to Warlock. Actually, probably just 2 to Warlock anyways, but... Yeah, I don't really want to transfer a bunch of gear right now. That sounds like a lot of work. Let's go like this. Sure. Sure, why not? $1 skills. Call to arm on the main hand. So how do they rock the Tainted? You obviously want to go this and this. You do have a lot of points left over to do a lot of other things, huh? We want to get the Bound Demon to... We're gonna have one in the Blood Oath eventually. Here. Really, yeah, I probably should. I forget which one. Do you consume Tainted to get extra fire damage? I forget exactly how that works, but then you wouldn't want to consume them because that would take up a spot. Maybe you would. Get that to 10 hard. Hard. And then we still have 40 points left over. All kinds of stuff we can do. Yeah, so above... I forget how high... does it say down here, right? Does it? I guess it doesn't say. I think they lowered it to 15, right? To bind super uniques. And then they... I think they lowered it to 5, 10, 15 for champs, uniques, and super uniques, I believe. I'd have to double check it. Some people saying the Death Sigil, some people saying some other things. Probably didn't need that 1 point in the Levitation Mastery, so... Yeah. Probably... I forget how high this can go to. I can always just respec real quick. Let me just cap this. I guess the max in that is 3 maximum demons. Someone said you need 3 tainted, so you don't use a bound demon on the whatchamacallit, on the tainted build, and you don't consume anything either. Okay. Just get it to 10 and call it a day. Gotcha. I guess is what we're kind of getting at. We'll just... I guess we don't really need that with what we're using. Weapons, lower... I guess we don't even need that point in there either. And then you just get this to 10. And call it a day. You don't do... I guess we'll put... You know what? Life of your demon. I never thought about this. Does Blood Oath send the life over to your Tainted, which is a demon, or does that only go to the Bound Demon? I never really looked into that or whatever. Bradley says any Warlock can work, in your opinion. Work early in your opinion, just how fast? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, one into engorge. Well, I guess this would be kind of why people were saying if that's all it takes to just do a bazillion damage. Let's go ahead and test it just with that first off, actually. Just to see. We got Death Mark. Put that there. Let's go here real quick. And then Blood Boil is right here. This? He's immune to fire. I wonder if you need, are they stacked up? I'm putting Gorge. Where did I put that at? I don't really have the best gear or nothing, but huh. Yeah, I get the blood boil. What is yeah, my tank is only sitting at like 5 with, you know, not a crazy ton of plus skills, but 9 of them. It depends how good your gear is, huh? Yeah, I'd have to look at because I'm not really gathering. Death Sigil, I guess. Work's been a killer. Welcome back. I do have a bunch more points to use, obviously. I just want to see how much those were doing with the max here and then the synergy. Probably max and Gorge. I just noticed the 20% damage per level too on that. I didn't really look into that. Probably would do that to get the most blood boil damage. And then like a Death Sigil. That only boosts the radius, doesn't it, of the sigil? We'll try it that way. There's going to be more than one way to do this, but I mean, a little yardage on this would be nice. I don't know the pointage to get to the max radius. Is 10 the max radius actually? Let's go Gorge. Blood boil F3 to do Death Sigil. Maybe. Appreciate ya, Wan the Man. Appreciate ya. Max Demon Mastery. They said not to. Sure, why not? I do have more points anyways. Oop, where are we at? Resistance is struggle. Oh, nice. Yeah, Tainted sitting at 7k with what I got, which I mean, everyone else. Let's see, what are the buttons here? Okay. Keep hitting the wrong buttons here. Okay, well. Huh. Just B1, it's working a little bit there. I wonder too what everyone's playing, like what gear level of their stuff is at. I do have Enigma here, but yeah, I'm just using Call to Arms. I don't want this anymore. I didn't change this off of here, so. But like, what other gloves do I really have at this point? I'm just using like random gear, essentially, with some plus skills. Oh, probably should use my Call to Arms too, huh? How about that? Oh, keep hitting the wrong buttons. Great. I keep forgetting to do stuff. Oh, dang it. I keep hitting the wrong buttons over and over again. Yeah, give me a second on this one. Give me a second on this one. I just honestly keep spamming the wrong buttons over and over again. Almost did it again. I almost hit the wrong button. Do I not have an insight over here? Oh, I don't. Why don't I have a... What a dum-dum. I am on P1, yes. That's exactly where I want it to be. He is enough strength to use the insight. Want to try it on the low players counts first before doing the higher ones. So, yeah. Ooh. 90. Yeah, the key the key arrangement is tough for me. I didn't think I need to set the keys up differently. I just give you one of those, bro. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what other people do, because obviously this is like, I have expensive gear, but it's not really made for this character, so it's hard to judge at the moment. Very difficult to judge at the moment. Merc got merked, I see. Oop, keep hitting the wrong button. Over and over again. Yeah, there's 70,000 different, well, there's 70,000 different things I could do, yeah. But yeah, I was just seeing how it works, how good it works with like suboptimal gear. What we would say like kind of good gear, but not optimal. Yeah. I'll have to do testing like on it later with like really good gear and see where it lands or whatever. So that's the blood boiler, huh? When there's that many hotkeys, though, it just takes me a second to kind of get used to it. You respect that 94, yeah. My character is 93 here, so similar. But like I said, I didn't go grab. I'm not going to go over and just like fully spec it to be blood boil right now. Which, I mean, I guess I could. I don't know if I even kept a Rising Sun amulet, to be honest. I don't have no SOJs. I got BK I could throw on here. Caster belts, I don't have an Erectus mesh yet. Unfortunately, this is the best book I got, which the skills didn't roll great. This one's got 2, so I'd probably still use this for now. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what I want to do with what I got right now, huh? Who knows? So, and that's the thing too, like, some people might get the wrong idea if they see other people, like, taking their single player or hero editing in a character, and they're, like, self-wielding in Infinity on their, and they have a full inventory of skillers, Torch Annie. You know, it might be not as crazy as like, a budget build. Actually, let me see. I think I actually have down here a character I originally put in to test stuff out with. Budget Warlock. Let me look at this. Fire Sundays, exactly, there you go. Spirit, stealth, lore, and some stuff. So I here edited this stuff in so I could make like rhyme, yeah, Shale Eth, a little budget mercenary. I could craft a couple amulets and a belt just to put on here with, like, you know, spirit. So yeah, why don't we slap this? This is going to be like a bludget blood boil. right here with all this, with all the budget stuff on it already. So let me just do a few belts. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. Gee's got a thing around him. Good. And that's, I put gold on him to do this with. Let's just get, we gotta at least get the shark skin belt. There we go. Amulets, we'll do a couple. Why not? Since we got this belt fast enough, we'll see if we can get another. Maybe we'll do 2 of them. Shark skin, there we go. Got the cube. $20 to strength. That one's okay. Sure. We'll decide which one we're going to use there. Yeah, I'm such a Giga Chad. Look what I'm crafting with. Oh, what an idiot. Even better. 1, 2, 3. Eh, whatever. We'll just keep what we got. The hit recovery's huge. We'll leave the spirit, sure, why not? Forget that stuff, doesn't matter. We'll get rid of that. Oop. We do need a bunch of strength if we're gonna do the dual spirit setup, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Go get our mercenary real quick. A generic ladder starting character build setup with this blood boil thing. We're probably going to want to go cold aura to keep us alive, I guess. And here. Why not? We did max that, but we're at level 80 here, so... Oh, I didn't want to do Demonic Master. I want to do this. Oh, well. Too late now. Whatever. We got it perfect. Death Sigil... Death Mark and Gorge. Or wait. Yes. Where's the damage on that sitting? 4,600. It's not even much under what the last one was with the Enigma and stuff on it, where I had like 10 plus skills. Because right here we're gonna have 2, 4, just the 4, I guess. Plus skills here. Let's see. Did I not? Yeah, why was that not like working? Oh, Death Mark. I didn't do. Why is he doing way more damage than it was doing before? Oh, I'm in Nightmare. Not. It's like, whoa! Oh my gosh! This build is insane! Too funny. Also, too funny. Make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube for me, huh? See how this budget painted warlock goes now. So this is going to be just one quick, if anyone hopping here. We're going to be testing out the Blood Boil Tainted here with actually budget gear. The way you would actually look at the beginning of a ladder reset. Or the beginning of a new season. Dual Spirits, Lore, Stealth. Maybe you found a couple good items. Trang's Gloves and Alder's Boots. You crafted up a random Caster Amulet and Belt to get some FCR and stuff. You got a few pretty good Caster Rings. So, hey, you got some stuff right there with the Telly Staff. We're actually at 152 FCR. A little bit on the high side, but I'm not going to worry about it at the moment, so... Delfigo, welcome in. Yo. Ah! Did I not have blood boil on? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it can work a little bit there, yeah, for sure. Very, very similar to how it was before, actually, because so unless you get a bunch of plus skills, it doesn't, not going to change a whole lot. Here. Ooh. Yeah. Be a cool build, you know? I just can't remember the hotkeys, so it's going a little bit on the slower side. But yeah, it works pretty good. Yeah, what do you guys think? I'm going to try taking off the spirit and throw on the... Actually, let me do that. Let's make it even more budget. Like as if you didn't find Trang's gloves yet. You didn't get your spirit shield yet. Like this is like, you can easily make yourself a lore helm, of course. Stealth, act 1 of normal, of course. Spirit sword, right between normal and nightmare, right? Boots, we'll take those off too. You didn't find anything there. So this is just a couple of rare rings. Whatever, we can take that off too. Why not? We crafted a random amulet and a random belt, and we just have this. So this is pretty much just what the build is doing. Why is that not... You can shop a telly staff, so that counts. Where'd they go? Oh, they're right there. I wasn't clicking on them because I couldn't, like, find them, pretty much. So do forgive me there. Maybe we'll keep those. Yeah, you know? He's immune to fire. No! So that's going to be a problem, of course, but... What do you guys think? No one's got any opinion? Everyone's driving in their car, listening, and... That's alright. I think it's alright. I think that's okay. I'll do 1 or 2 more and compare this to... Maybe we'll take a gander at, the miasmic and stuff, or whatever. I'll keep forgetting to. The javelin got me. The javelin got me. I guess when you have no gear on, you know. Wait, did I put the points into the vitality? I did, I remembered. It was muted. What did I ask? How did you know that I asked something if it was muted? Budget shield before getting your hands on a monarch. This one's what a lot of people go to here. Block rate, block chance. All res cannot be frozen. Magic find. Yeah. Fire immune going to be an issue. Yeah, let's go hit one of those or whatever, huh? Yeah, you can definitely go do that and find yourself a J mod. Oh, G-Sex. I was just asking people in chat what they thought of this build with it being this budget of a gear. Or what they thought of it in general. Poor man's Necro? Well, yeah. Everything on the Necromancer is just a copy of what it is on another character already. There's nothing really new about it. That is accurate for sure. But, I mean, a Necromancer early on with Corpse Explosion stuff, like it's... You know, with this budgeted gear, Blood Boil is pretty much like Corpse Explosion, except Corpse Explosion costs like 30 mana a pop. And then the body has to be down already. But you're just corpse exploding kind of, sorta. But the damage isn't corpse exploding damage. You know what I'm saying. So Blood Boil is different. The tainteds are dealing damage, so it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of this similar. So, any recommendations on a spec for a 9998 whiz? Are you talking about a sorceress? I don't know what a whiz is. What do you? It depends what you're trying to do. Oh wait, did I not put any gear on? Okay, well, that would help. Get rid of those physical immunities. Let's go a little bit more. Let's just go with some stuff here. You know, no, you know, I was intentionally nerfing myself to test it, but. Nux says, sorry, I was focusing on not dying in hardcore hell. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, that's what I was asking. Like, everyone must be doing something else. This makes sense. Get up there, Merc. Help him out. See. Another shard, huh? A reasonably good Merc there, you know, so. Joe Farms, yeah, I'm not sure. They did good, but then apparently they didn't get everything, right? So it's unfortunate. Kitten says, anyone explain to me why heralds are bugged for offline? Went through 3 full terrorized acts without seeing one. I don't think it's bugged. I think it's just random. And some people have said that they're super more common than they were before. I haven't done enough to really see it, but there's going to be anecdotes of where you're going to get really bad luck, and then some people are going to pop one right after another. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of happy with how this is, I guess. I mean, budget gear, you're going after what's his name here. Let me go do like a Stony Tomb or something on this. Where are we at here? Oh, zone of comfort. You're talking about Warlock when you say whiz. Gotcha. And so your character is like max level? I guess do this Blood Boil one with the Tainted, I guess? I'm not really sure. You could do a lot of different stuff, really, so. Just had 2 in the Bloodmore, says Lawless, to Heralds. Nice. Yeah, they're blasting away here. Only got a couple plus skills. Yeah, I don't know. Build might be busted. Bob says no way you could go 3x with no. Let me reread. Did it say 3x or did they say 3 zones? I can't remember. Why can't I read? where I missed it. Did they say zones or acts? Like 3 full act clears. Oh man. I hit the wrong button again. I can't get used to all the button combos I got going on here. Eagles fan says Blood Boil's just Corpse Explosion Summon Druid. You ain't wrong. Try that again with a little more paying attention. Fishaholic says if you can't do Ubers in less than a minute, build's trash. Right? Oop. Wrong button. That wasn't your guys' fault. That was a skill issue. That's different. Whew. You did nothing. yeah, you know, I kind of like it at this point. I'll have to see once I get, like, I'll try on some of the best possible gear in the game and see how crazy it is. That's going to be where it's, like, an issue or not, you know? Like, is it Mosaic, or is it, like, you know, a Fireball Sorceress, right? This right here is probably pretty strong, but yeah, it's cool. Of course, this is a good place for fire immunes as well. Oh, it was on Twitch. That's why I couldn't find it. I was thinking it was a YouTube comment. I got mixed up which one I was reading. 3 full terrorized acts without seeing one. Yeah, that would be kind of surprising after these changes. Like, most of the time when I would do, and I haven't done a ton here, but there was only a couple of times, I would say it's a 50-50, maybe even, actually probably 2/3 of the time I ran one zone, I got a Herald. I never got 2 though, which is strange only in the fact that they said they were having it set up to where you'd get a couple, on average you would get like a couple of Heralds per zone, they said. But then I ran the entire Flayer jungle multiple times. I never got 2 Heralds. So maybe they, I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering something. Oh, I do have 75 fire res, that's clutch. Oops. Not even using the Death Sigil, really. There's probably better uses for those points, for sure. Wait, so their life just skyrockets all the way up to the top of using that Engorge or whatever, huh? $80 high runes deep in LK, just missing a Sir for your first Enigma. 80 high runes. How could you have 80 high runes and not have Enigma yet? Maybe you're referring to, like, I'm not sure. Maybe I misunderstand something. Maybe. Okay. See, what else budget would we want to try here? There's Blood Boil and Echoing Strike. Both work pretty similarly, to be honest. Like, power-wise, I think. 80 hours. Oh, duh, HRs. Yeah, hours. Duh, that would be what smart people would think. Yeah. That's what smart people would come in with that meaning, of course. The credit card bounce. Lawless, that's no good. No good. Good old Mirrored Blades. Kind of an interesting... I've never played the Mirrored Blades like at all, so... How about maybe just the fire stuff? They did change the fire stuff a little bit, and I don't really have to change much here. We'll just keep it on with that, too. Just, we'll have a little strength. Yeah, we'll get over 100 to the boots work, I guess, huh? Rest into Vitality. And we'll go fires. Why not? We don't want to do nothing here. Don't really care about that. Isn't it if you consume a tainted, you get a bunch of life? We all used to read HRs as high runes, not your fault. Yeah. This is true. I believe it to be true. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Painted. On the points though, we could go. We get this up to 5, we get 2 for a consumed, and then we could bind. You can't bind conviction anymore. Do we really care about binding a demon? Do we really care about it? I'm thinking. Let's just see what we got here. Let's go. Good old combustion. 1. Boom, boom. We won't even use that. Let's just try like this in the place. Around 10 to get the full effect on consume. Yeah, I wasn't even sure, to be honest. Oh boy, I kept hitting the wrong. Wait, didn't I? Thought I put Flame Wave as F1 over here. Three F4. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it works goodish here in an area that's good for fire builds. Suboptimal play, by the way. I just clicked the buttons on, so don't come at me, bro, you know. But the way I feel the game should be, this kind of about where it should be. Maybe. Guess I give you guys the look and you can decide, huh? Maybe even 2 OP, huh? Be it, be it. Oh. Cool skill animation says smart SMR turn up, I think, maybe. Yeah, it's different for sure. Different for sure. I kind of like it. Fire, of course, ends up a little bit of a struggle at sometimes when you get into hell difficulty, of course, and stuff, but Stony Tomb is a good area for it, for sure. Between work and trying to get Streamlabs to cooperate. Nice. Good old Streamlabs. Yeah, I stopped using Streamlabs. I use regular OBS nowadays. No! Where can we get him? I think I might tele staff out the whole time too. Just do a couple more here. It would be nice to have a demon out here to help my boy out, you know. Light play boots. Yeah, they're all immune to fires, so you can't really get them. Arcane Sanctuary is not bad. Galback, yo! Welcome in. Kaboom. Whoops. Clicked off the screen. Forgive me. Yeah, so if you are doing Terror Zones ever, such as out here, unfortunately these guys, which are a lot of what's out here, are immune to fire, so kind of the part of the problem you get when you're, you know, doing Terror Zones with any build that's not hammered in, essentially, or... So yeah, I can see a lot of people probably going the miasma build stuff until you get your Sunder Charms and whatnot, because you pretty much have to do like hammered in and yeah. Test works, but not on the actual stream. Boy, it's impossible to like diagnose things. Took me forever to like get anything to work for myself here, so wish I could help you. Fire Warlock looks fun. Kinda, yeah. It's a little bit, I would say, easier than the other one. You have a few less hotkeys. I do have these extra points where I think what I would do with these extra points at level 80 here. I mean, maybe I would just get a Bind Demon to be like a tank for me or something. I mean, I am all fire. I could just go... Maybe I could... I can consume the Tainted and then have a Goatman to help out with the fire immunes, maybe? They don't really do anything. The Defiler, he like links the people together, right? I don't know. Or I could get a Bound Demon. The Goatman really going to be anything dealing with anything. Maybe we'll just go down to Bound Demon. His chance to bind 31%. We'll probably just leave it at that and then have Blood Oath for him to stay alive. Just going to use those for that, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, emailing him's worthless, yeah. I was hoping there'd be, what's his name's out here. You know what I mean. Oh, Cold Enchanted. Cold Enchanted. Looking for, what, Odar's out here generally, but I might just grab anything. Like, even just take these guys. Oh, they're immune to fire, so. Come on, Meemaw guy. Dang it. See, that's what happens. There we go. We got a demon, at least. He'll survive alright, maybe. Fire looks like it does okay, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's just like any other caster character with elemental damage. It will... be a problem with fire immune, so, you know, per usual. I mean, you know, that's just P1 too. Let's go up to players 3 here in a place that's good for this build for farming. Why not? Did I have Deathmark anywhere on here? F5. Consume. I'm gonna put Deathmark right here. Send my demon up to fight for me. Nothing. Good old Great Marsh. Let's go. Definitely want to farm that. Ah. So on these at the budget levels here, I think they all the three that I've tried here, Echoing Strike, the Fire, and the Blood Boil, whatever you call it, painted things built. Wow, they are just dropping all over the place all of a sudden, aren't they? Maybe in 85 areas they are going to drop like all the time, huh? Excuse me. Yeah, seems about right to me, in my opinion. Yeah, I like having the demon to send up there for sure. And yeah, if you've seen here, we're obviously, this is players 3 in an 85 area where you can find every unique in the game. His life has not dipped a single time, so that's what everybody talking like the found demons and stuff like won't survive at all. They must just mean that they can't face tank Ubers or tier 5 heralds anymore, I guess, and never lose life. I do a lot more farming in regular areas though, I guess, than what other people always want to just do what the devs say has to be the end game type of situation where you have to farm heralds in terror zones, you know. But my end game is Holy Grailin', of course, so yeah, I kind of like this. Kind of like this. Almost 4 hours streaming. What am I doing here? Jeez. My goodness. So yeah, just a super quick shout out. I'm gonna be taking off here for a second, but if anyone's interested, only if you're interested in fantasy football, I got a fantasy football channel with a massive amount of 238 subscribers. Feel free to hop over and check it out if you are interested in that. And if you do, I'm going to pop into the chat here a link to it. Only if you're interested in fantasy football. Just shouting that out. Put up one pretty quick here. Where was I here? I'll put a link into the YouTube, into the Twitch. Only if you like fantasy football. Don't worry about having to hop over, hit the like button, something like that. So if you're not into it, you're not into it. You know. Abyss next. I could try out Abyss, but I'm actually going to go ahead and hop out here. Why do I favor D2R over Legacy D2? There's a lot of stuff about D2 when it got changed originally. The rebalancing. Nova's awesome now. Summons actually work a little bit on the Necro. They worked a little bit before face shields or whatever, but you know, like the Iron Golem holding over between games. The summons on the Druid work a little bit. The Fire Druid works a little bit. There's a ton of stuff. Just a ton. Billions of things. But more of the more recent stuff, I don't like as much. But so yeah, check out some of those fantasy football videos if you're into fantasy football. That is only in that case. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off right here. Appreciate y'all joining me. Hopefully y'all have a good day. Hopefully we'll catch you. I'm gonna have some videos out before the season. I will be doing some of the Abyss stuff. I'll probably try to do a video on budget stuff for every one of the builds, kind of showing how good they are or not how good they are. You know, it depends. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do those videos all in one or separate videos for all of them. But either way, appreciate y'all joining me. Hitting the like button on YouTube. Peace out and keep slaying. Oh yeah.